the Diggers of Montana Tech are on the scoreboard. 14:43 left to be played. 80-yard pass play. McQuarrie to Dion Williams. He's the team's leading receiver. That's his 15th catch on the season. Mark Miller, can you believe that?
That was just a skinny post through the zone, but the offensive line gave him time because he ran 40 yards, about 40 yards before that ball got to him. And that offensive line, the best in the Frontier Conference.
Unbelievable start.
Yes.
Hold on for the PAT. He's been perfect on the season. He's 13 of 13 on PAT. Snap back. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Tech out on top, 7-0. We're back with more of the game of the week right after this. That start for the Diggers of Tech. The first play from scrimmage, they go 80 yards and score. You couldn't roll.
Oh.
That is amazing.
6'1", 195 out of Fairfield, Vanden High School. That's Dion Williams. He beat the corner in the safety, skinny post, and I mean, he didn't have him beat by much, but the quarterback, McQuarrie, he set that thing in there so soft. Oh, it's like getting pie at Marie Callender's, just dropping on your plate. Oh, beautiful throw.
Holt will get set on the kickoff, and the Diggers out on top, 7-0 with 14:43 left to be played. Here in quarter number one, the Diggers put up 70 points on Northern last week. That kick into the wind will be fielded on the 3-yard line. And out across the 15, the 20 with some room. Across the 40-yard line and near midfield. And a great return for the Battling Bears of Rocky Mountain College, and that's Sam Sparks. And Sam Sparks had a Billings senior with a great return for the Bears, and they're set up. Now near midfield, they're going to mark the ball at the 47-yard line for Rocky.
He's got great vision. There were so many lanes to choose from, and he chose the right lane. Didn't put on the blinker. It was automatic, didn't need to shift or use the clutch, second to fourth gear, but great vision, great block by Kyle Frazier.
First play from scrimmage for the Battling Bears. Mason Melby is back with Mr. Weibo, Jacob Bakken, the quarterback. Bakken, hand off, Melby with a first down and then some. Melby to the 33-yard line, a 20-yard pickup on first down for Jason Melby. He went for 149 yards against Northern, 128 against Carroll, and what a start.
The block that was really made, good leverage by Troy Bacon, 6 foot 300, and Melby was running downhill.
Max Gray split out wide the left side. First down and 10. The Bears, they work for the 33-yard line. Bakken will go to the air for the first time. Bakken airs it out in the corner, and it's incomplete. And the intended receiver on the play for Rocky was Derek Olson. Well covered. It's going to be second down and 10. Now Bakken on the season has completed 59% of his passes for 406 yards. He struggled in game one against Dickinson State, but he completed 72% of his passes in that big win over Carroll last weekend.
Smart throw.
Second down and 10. Rocky will send out 4 wide receivers here. Into the game for the first time is Darnell Jenkins. This guy is huge, 6'5", 260 junior. And they keep it on the ground again. And no gain at all. And Sam Sparks doesn't even go down on the play. Sammy Sparks with 181 yards on the season. Third down and long coming up for Rocky.
That's A.J. Robinson, a 6'1", 200-pound junior out of Glacier High School. Great leverage, great penetration, and he stayed in his gap.
So third down and 10 for Rocky from the 33. If they come up short, I would not be surprised if Rocky does not go for it on fourth down. Just underway here with the Rocky Bowl. 13:21 left to be played in the first. Diggers score on their first play, an 80-yard touchdown pass. Bakken will throw on third down. Darnell Jenkins makes the catch, tried to get the first down, came up short, fumble on the play, and the Diggers will take over. First turnover of the game.
We talked about it in the pregame that no turnovers protect the Rock. And A for effort. He's fighting to get to the stick. A little hitch pattern, perfect spiral and accuracy by Bakken, but the ball, hey, these guys are scrapping and raking at it, and you got to protect the rock. But great effort trying to get to the stick.
Quinn McQuarrie started his college football at Montana State before he transferred to Tech. Boy, Tech back-to-back Frontier Conference titles, and that after losing the Player of the Year in the conference, Nolan Saraceni, the running back out of Billings Senior. Flag is down on the play, and that'll stop action. So they lose their star running back, Nolan Saraceni, then Jed Fike shows up, the 5'10 sophomore out of Harrison, just across the hill from Butte. He started at Dickinson State, transferred to Rocky. He went for 130 yards against Carroll and 192 yards against Northern last weekend. So they pick up right where they left off without Nolan Saraceni. It's going to be first down and 15 now. McQuarrie got time, unloads, pass caught. Sean Sullivan can't bring it home. The wide receiver on a red loss. That one's going to be second down and 15 for the Diggers.
He'll catch that 99 out of 100. Just a little hook into the zone. Boy, there's a good battle going on with Ryder Rice, 6'4", 210, outside right defensive end. He's getting good push. He's going against a 300-pounder at the left tackle, though.
Ryder Rice out of Savage had 2 sacks in that game against Carroll, the only player for the Bears to get a sack on the season. They're going to send 3 wide receivers left side on second down and long. McQuarrie stays in the pocket, throws over the middle, and the pass is incomplete. Sullivan again, the intended receiver, and now it's going to be third down and 15 coming up for the 5th-ranked team in the nation, the Diggers of Montana Tech.
This might be the biggest game between Rocky and Montana Tech ever. Rocky going on the road and beating Helena, coming back and playing Tech the next week, ranked number 5, has never happened.
And the fans are on their feet on third down and 15 for the Diggers. McQuarrie completing 67% of his passes on the season. And he's back with Porter. McQuarrie will throw on third and deep, airs it out, overthrew his intended receiver, Chris Lawrence. And no laundry on the field, and Rocky is going to get the football back. So Montana Tech started the game, their very first play from scrimmage, an 80-yard touchdown pass, McQuarrie to Deion Williams. And the Bears had a nice drive stop at the 33-yard line, going forward on fourth down. Now the Diggers will punt it away. Holt, the punter, averaging 39 yards a kick. Airs this one out. Fair catch called for, and he's bumped. Free football, and the Diggers have it. And into the end zone. Will it be a touchdown? They're going to call it back, and that is Danny Maddox. And Mark?
Well, I think a blocker got knocked into the runner, or the receiver is what happened. A Rocky player, I mean, all of a sudden comes flying in and hits his own guy, but so, no, there's no penalty.
They're going to say it's going to be Tech ball, though.
Yeah, so they can't advance it on a fair catch, they're saying. And the thing is, somebody from Rocky got knocked in to the punt returner, and that's what kind of put a little hitch in their giddy up there. Tough play for the Battling Bears. Let's see what they got in their heart here.
So the Bears have turned the football over twice here in the first quarter. McQuarrie out of the shotgun. They work for the 38-yard line. Drop play, Fike inside the 30 down to the 29-yard line. A gain of 7 for Jed Fike. So the Bears have turned the ball over twice here in quarter number 1.
Well, we talk about it. You got to play relaxed and confident and hold on to the ball. There's plenty of time left. Nate Younk, a 6'2", 275 redshirt freshman, getting it on with the Weibo Bertelson. Great block that time.
Chris Kelly split out wide to the right side. And there's a pass caught by Kelly. Kelly will get the first down, again of about 7 on the play. And Chris Kelly out of San Diego, California, where it's a bit warmer there than it is here in Billings, Montana.
Let the sunshine. McQuarrie, he has got great accuracy and poise. You can tell he's a senior captain. He acts like it.
First down and 10, Diggers. They work for the 23-yard line. McQuarrie wants to throw again, goes to the corner of the end zone. Good coverage, and it's broken up nicely by the Badland Bears. And breaking that play up was, it's not number 6, Sammy Sparks. It's going to be Moses. Moses, defensive back out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, broke that up.
Boomer Sooner, I asked him, when you got to Montana, what'd you think? And he said, well, I love it. He said, it's different, but I love the culture here.
11:26 left to be played here in the first quarter. The Diggers, the 5th-ranked team of the nation, lead 7-0. Now, a year ago when these two teams met, Tech won both games. In Butte, Tech won 48-9. Saraceni rushed for 120 yards and 2 touchdowns in that game. McQuarrie was 20 of 29 for 256 and 3 scores. And then at home here in Billings, Tech won big over Rocky, 62-10. Saraceni ran wild in that game, 197 yards and 3 touchdowns. It's going to be 2nd down and 10. And the Diggers will work for the 23-yard line. 4 wide receivers are set to go out. McQuarrie looking left. Pass is caught by Dion Williams, and Williams makes the catch at the 15-yard line, just short of the first down.
You know, they just rushed 3, so 3 defenders on the offensive line. You know you're something good when you get double teamed. Number 94 who was out there, Jake out of Tacoma, 94, he's been getting double teamed, but they got short splits. The offensive line they are so close together, creating a wall.
3rd down and short. It's going to be 3rd down and 3. Sean Sullivan in motion. And quarterback keep across the left side. 1st down and then some to the end zone. Quinn McQuarrie with the touchdown run. And that covers 17 yards, and the Diggers are on the scoreboard again.
Great block by Sean Sullivan out of Red Lodge High School, 6'3", 205 pounds, and you got to have your wide receivers block. And I think also out there was another one. I don't know if they put Andre Brown in. I thought it was number 1 out of Compton, California. How about that?
Touchdown. We have personal foul, number 36 on the defense. That penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
Late hit against Rocky. That penalty will take place on the kickoff. So the 4th rushing touchdown of the season for Quinn McQuarrie out of Manhattan, Montana.
Home of the Oasis restaurant. I know you've had a steak there.
Oh, that's an incredible place.
Love it, love it.
Derek Holt has not missed. High snap, and the kick is blocked. 13-0. Diggers lead. We're back right after this.
My financial education basically just consisted of advice my parents gave to me.
They start becoming more aware of what their money is doing and what they're doing with their money.
It's relative, it's timely, it's fresh.
Very engaging, it's easy to follow, and it's interesting. A lot of our classes are preparing us for college and to think, but this one is preparing us for life.
Our mission here at Opportunity Bank is to provide strong financial futures for Montanans, and we believe that financial literacy plays a big role in that.
You each drive a Ford pickup, right?
Yes.
I'm going to show you a next generation pickup.
Awesome, let's do this.
The bed is made of high strength steel, which is less susceptible to punctures than aluminum.
The stronger the better.
And best of all, this new truck is actually the current Chevy Silverado.
Current Chevy owners and lessees get a total value of $10,600 or 0% financing for 72 months on this Silverado All-Star. Chevy, the #1 automotive brand in Montana.
Hey guys, Harvey Singh here with Singh Contracting. I'm here to remind you that it's almost fall, the kids are back at school, so if you haven't already had your roof, your siding, and your gutters looked at, give us a call today, and we'll get you a free... Shouldn't you be in school?
Shouldn't you be on the roof?
Game of the week brought to you by Opportunity Bank, the Montana Chevy dealers. Montana Tobacco Quit line at 1-800-QUIT-NOW. For Valley Orthopedic and Sports Medicine, Northwestern Energy, and First Interstate Bank. Rocky Erickson with Mark Miller. It's the game of the week. The 5th-ranked Diggers up onto the Tech at Rocky, and Tech out on top 13-0. That kick will go through the end zone, and the Battling Bears will take over first down and 10 at the 20. Well, turnovers have been critical here in this first quarter mark, as the Bears have copped it up twice, and the Diggers have taken advantage.
Well, you got to dig deep in the gut bucket. This game today, I think, for Rocky is about matching heart, spirit, passion. Get the juice flowing, and you're playing a team that has shown the last 2 years where their heart level is. Let's see what's in your heart. And I know Rocky's got a huge heart. They work hard.
Lucas Overton split out wide left side for Mr. Weibo. Jacob Bakken on first down. Melby gets the call and cuts up the middle, a gain of about 3 on the play. That's not Melby, but that's Jade Olson out of Moulton, Montana, comes in averaging 5.7 yards a carry. Now this Rocky offense, they lead the Frontier Conference in rushing, averaging 260 yards a game. That's also 10th best in the NAIA in the nation. It's going to be 2nd down and 7. And Bakken wants to throw. Bakken flushed out of the pocket, and Bakken will run to the sidelines, and a gain of just a couple. It's going to be 3rd down and 5 coming up for the Battling Bears. And Mark, there's a late play.
Yeah, they got some extra things going on back there. I mean, you got to play by the rules. Connor Wines was chasing him, a 6'3", 230-pound linebacker, beat his block. He's out of Gardner High School, and you look at this defense. They're running 3 down linemen, and they're running 3 linebackers. Then they go to a 4-2.
And that's the 2nd time in this quarter personal foul against Rocky after the play.
You know, when you're frustrated, you got to take it out on something off the field. You got to have some outlet. You're going to get frustrated. That's just part of the game. But you have to cope with it off the field. It's hard to do. These guys are young student athletes. They're still learning to hold that trigger. Things happen. It's an emotional game.
It's going to be 3rd down and 20 for the Battling Bears. Bakken at the 8. Gray will come in motion. Bakken 1 for 2 in the game. Bakken over the middle to Sammy Sparks, is deflected and still caught by the Bears. Short of the first down. The intended receiver on the play was Sparks, and the ball flew up in the air, and Schwartz was able to make the catch, but the Battling Bears will be forced to punt it away.
Taylor Schwartz, 6 foot 180 junior out of Dawson County High School in Glendive, your neck of the woods. Great concentration. You look for little things to get you sparked. It only takes a spark to get a fire going, as they say.
Matt Larson to punt it away from the 10-yard line. Not much of a rush. And here comes the return. And on the carry is Hunthausen. Hunthausen inside Rocky territory to the 46-yard line. So great field position for the 5th-ranked team of the nation. The Diggers of Montana Tech, they lead 13-0 with 8 minutes and 56 seconds left to be played. In quarter number 1, we got a timeout. We'll take a break. Be back with more right after this.
Listen up, parents. Here's what we know.
And what we don't know.
E-cigarette use tripled among teens nationwide in just 1 year.
It's worse here in Montana. Our teens use it even higher rates.
What's in e-cigarettes anyway?
And what happens when our kids get addicted?
No one knows yet. Do you remember when they said that cigarettes were safe?
We don't want our kids to be the next lab rats. E-cigarettes equal big profit for big tobacco.
We have to protect the next generation.
Opportunity is everywhere. That is why I love my job at Opportunity Bank of Montana. I get to help my neighbors with business and agriculture loans, including new equipment loans. I understand that people need a bank they can rely on. You see, I grew up here with the Eastern High Plains out our front door and the crazy mountains in our backyard. come see me, Brandy, or one of my colleagues at Opportunity Bank of Montana. Your local bank, your opportunity.
Hi, I'm Jamie.
I'm Nate.
I'm Sarah from Northwestern Energy.
Did you know Northwestern Energy adds that skunky, rotten egg smell to natural gas so you can detect a leak? Natural gas is safe.
But leaks can be dangerous. So if you think you smell a gas leak, follow these safety tips.
Do not attempt to locate the leak. Do not use any electrical switches, appliances, or an open flame.
Get out of the house fast. And from a safe distance, call Northwestern Energy.
Together.
Together.
Together, we can deliver a brighter future.
Well, Montana Tech has gotten the breaks. They've taken advantage. They lead 13-0. They scored the very first play from scrimmage that went 80 yards. Fike to the right side. Can Fike make the corner? He does just that. And Fike close to a first down. Another penalty flag is thrown. Jed Fike, 5'10", 200-pound sophomore out of Harrison. Came into the game with 322 yards, averaging 6.7 yards a carry on the year.
He's got great ability.
And wipe out that 13-yard run for Fike, a hold against the Diggers of Montana Tech. The Bears, they need a opportunity here. They need something to go their way here in the first half.
You block, you run, you tackle, you hit. You know what to do. You know how to play the game. Just put that gas pedal down and have some fun. Just enjoy it.
Lawrence to the left side with Sean Sullivan and Dion Williams. 3 wide receivers left side. First down and 10. McQuarrie airs it out in traffic. Williams comes back to get the football. Brought down to the 20-yard line. Another big play. McQuarrie to Dion Williams. Williams now with 16 catches on the season.
Younk, Hape, Davis, Hopf, and Whitley are the offensive line. That's the old, they call it the back shoulder throw. DB in great position, perfect pass.
In the red zone again for the Diggers. They've already scored twice. They lead 13-0 with 8:13 to be played here in the first. McQuarrie gets hit. McQuarrie's going down. And he's sacked by Mr. Savage, the 3rd sack of the season for Ryder Rice, 6'4", 210 sophomore out of Savage, Montana. I spoke at their athletic banquet a couple of years ago. He's got a sister that plays basketball at Rocky. His dad played football here at Rocky. What a history that family has. And Rice with 3 sacks on the season. They're the only 3 sacks all year for Rocky.
Writing his own chapter. What a great bull rush. What a great bull rush.
Second down and 18 for the Diggers. 5 will go out. Everybody threw a flag, even Mark Miller threw his yellow hanky on the field. 7:26 to go. Here in the first.
Jack Hape is 6'4", 305. Now, Jack Hape is the left tackle, and that is who number 17 is going toe-to-toe with, Ryder Rice. Boy, watch this thing. This is football at its finest. You got 2 guys clacking. I love the clacking. Helmets, shoulders, physicality, soul. They're getting into it. They're playing hard. Let's check another matchup.
Second down, halfway back to Butte. It's 2nd and 35 for Tech with the 35. Play action. McQuarrie airs it out. Dion Williams is there. He can't make the catch. And Williams was wide open on the play. Dursky made a great defensive play, but Mark, Tech should have had a big play there.
Well, number 1, he has time. Number 2, the quarterback is so poised, he's relaxed back there. He's having fun, but that's a deep hook into the zone. The safety broke on it perfectly at a pretty good angle. Timing, it's all timing.
3rd down and long. McQuarrie airs it out. Pass is caught down to the 20-yard line, and Chris Kelly makes the catch, his 6th on the season. And will the Diggers go for a field goal, or will they go for it on 4th down? The field goal unit comes on for Montana Tech. Holt is 2 for 2 on the season. His long is 29 yards, and Well, this will be a 37-yarder for Holt. Holt perfect on the season coming in on PATs. He had one blocked early. A 37-yard field goal attempt for the Diggers. Snap back to Holt is down, plenty of distance. And Holt missed it wide left. So the Battling Bears of Rocky dodged a bullet with 6:07 left to be played here in the first. And the 5th-ranked Diggers of Montana Tech out on top 13-0. Tech has won 29 of the last 34 games in this series. At one point, they won 20 in a row. That streak was snapped on September 13th of 08. Rocky won at home 27-22. Quarterback Casey Peters in that game was.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to show you a next generation pickup.
Awesome. Let's do this.
The bed is made of high-strength steel, which is less susceptible to punctures than aluminum.
The stronger, the better.
And best of all, this new truck is actually the current Chevy Silverado.
Current Chevy owners and lessees get a total value of $10,600 or 0% financing for 72 months on this Silverado All-Star. Chevy, the #1 automotive brand in Montana.
Meet Chris. He's up at 5:30 every morning. Worked at the same place for 30 years. Thursday nights, karate class. This black belt is no karate kid, and that's okay. But hip pain has totally changed his routine. That's why he came to us, because we offer more solutions for hip and knee pain than anyone, which means his treatment is customized. And Chris knows there's nothing routine about that.
Opportunity is everywhere. That is why I love my job at Opportunity Bank of Montana. I get to help my neighbors with business and agriculture loans, including new equipment loans. I understand that people need a bank they can rely on. You see, I grew up here with the eastern high plains out our front door and the crazy mountains in our backyard. Come see me, Brandy, or one of my colleagues at Opportunity Bank of Montana. Your local bank, your opportunity.
Can the Battling Bears of Rocky answer? Both these teams are 2-0 in the Frontier. Rocky won for the first time at Carroll in 17 years, and they keep it on the ground. Sammy Sparks with the carry, not much of a gain, and you know Tech has done a great job stopping that Rocky run, and that was one of the keys for them coming into this game as the Bears came in averaging 260 yards a game on the ground.
Well, Jacob Clark, a 6'1", 215-pound linebacker, played right here in Billings. They're getting off the ball quick, and they're using their hands. They are strong.
Rocky with 25 yards on the ground, and 20 of those 25 came on Mason Melby's first carry, went for 20, and that pass is complete, and making the catch for the Battling Bears is Max Gray. Third down coming up for Rocky.
Well, I watched the right guard right there for Rocky. I love to see that kind of stuff. Jacob Romanos, 6 foot 280, getting it on. I think that was him. It might have been number 60. Could have been Corey Romeling. Let's see. Boy, fighting. I mean, rabid. You like to see that. Good block.
Darnell Jenkins back in the game. Jenkins will come in motion. It's going to be third down and short for Rocky. Third down and 3. And quarterback Keith Bakken, first down and then some. Bakken to the 45-yard line. Bakken needed 3. Bakken got 16 and moved the chains. And Rocky gets a big first down.
Man, I love John Bugard, a 6'4", 290-pound junior out of Western State, Colorado. Key block on that play, along with Romanos at 285. Those guys are getting their confidence, their rhythm, and they're doing a great job.
Bakken in high school at Webo, 36-6, played in 2 state championship games. First down and 10, Bakken. Out of the pocket on a broken play. Bakken runs out of bounds, a gain of 4, and when he was a freshman, they went up against Chinook in the title game. They gave up 74 points. They lost 74-8. Then in 2013 in that title game with Chase Bertelson and Bakken, they lost to Ennis 68-56. That was the highest scoring Class C game in history. 2 teams combined for 124. So Mr. Bakken played in 2 state championship games, and the defense gave up a combined 142.
Timeout. Just use the timeouts, I say.
It's going to be 2nd down and 6 for Rocky. Bakken, the pass almost intercepted, and then it was caught. What a play for the Badland Bears. Taylor Schwartz made the catch. That was almost picked off, and Mark, well, it should have probably been picked off.
I agree with you. That's a beautiful call. I'm watching Troy Bacon, 6'4", 300-pound center from Oak Hills, California, transferred from Portland State. And here's a guy, you know, he's at the trough, he's feeding, he's been through his hors d'oeuvres, he's getting into the main course, dessert's coming, he's eating it up out there.
3rd down and short for Rocky. Bakken will run right, pass incomplete. Mosley, the intended receiver. Decision time for Coach Petrino on 4th down at less than 2 yards. Will Coach Petrino go for it? And Bakken is upset as the punting unit will come on.
Rolling right, it's easier to throw for a right-handed quarterback. He had time, and it's just one of those throws. He'll make that 99 out of 100 times. The tight end Mosley out of Chaffey Junior College out in Ontario, he was open, but that happens.
Hunthausen is back to receive the punt from Matt Larson. End over end kick. Hunthausen from the 9-yard line bobbled it, and not much of a return. Great coverage for the Badland Bears. Tech will take over, 2:43 to go. Here in the first, 13-0 our score. And Martin, you and I have done Rocky games for so many years. And,
reunited, and it feels so good. I didn't write it, but I want to sing it. You know, I looked at Zeb Bloom, a wide receiver out of Sims, Montana. He had the key block. He got a pancake. You know what a pancake is? That's right. When you knock a guy down, Sims knocked a guy down, clean block, no syrup or butter.
Diggers take over, 1st down and 10, 15-yard line. McQuarrie throws on the run, pass complete to Sullivan for a gain of about 8 yards on that play. And McQuarrie started his college football career at Montana State before he transferred to Montana Tech. He threw for 347 yards against Carroll in game 1, 359 last weekend, and what a way to start the season. Fike will get the 1st down across the 30, across the 35. Fike needed a yard. He picked up 14, and the Diggers continue to roll here this afternoon in Billings, and the umbrellas are out again as the rain continues to fall. Much needed moisture for the 3rd day in a row.
Let it snow, let it snow. Bring it.
McQuarrie out of the shotguns completed 67% of his passes on the season. The NAIA National Player of the Week, and pitches it back to McQuarrie. Throw is complete to Flea Flicker. And Tech with a big gain and another 1st down.
Everything starts with the center, and that's Kellen Davis, 6'4", 300-pounder. The first completion is the snap to the quarterback. He's been perfect, and he's perfect blocking on that play.
Big game. Fike with the carry. Fike finds a hole. Fike to the 30-yard line, and a gain of 7. The Rocky defense having their problems slowing down the Diggers. Remember, this team comes in averaging 57 points a game on the season, averaging 652 yards. They had a school record 784 against Northern last weekend. 2nd down and 4. Fike out of Harrison. A gain of a couple of more. It's going to be 3rd down and short.
Man, I like that tackle, Rock. Tackling is something you're born with. That's Chase Bertelson out of Webo. You remember back in 99, 2000, there were 3 guys from Webo starting on defense. Helvig was the end. The Webo trio still out there with Bertelson.
It's going to be 3rd down and a yard. Sean Sullivan in motion. McQuarrie will come under center. Fike comes off the left tackle, hit at the line, but that second effort, I believe, was enough to give the Diggers another 1st down.
Dallas Mack out of Huntley Project, 6', 215 linebacker. He stormed in from his left linebacker, and I mean, you talk about a guy, he looked like a sixth grader getting out for summer vacation. I mean, he just bursted down there and he made the tackle.
15 seconds left to be played, and there's nowhere to go for Fike up the middle, and he tries the left side. He just falls forward. It's going to be very close to a first down. They bring the sticks out.
What do you think about that name, Dallas Mack? I mean, you name your kid Dallas Mack, and he's a linebacker. Is that just perfect, Mack?
From the Huntley Project Red Devils, and boy, what a program they've had over the years. And their winning ways started with Jim Stanton was the coach, and they stretched the chains out just short.
So that's Dallas Mack. You know, you only get so many snaps in your life, so many games, and when you put your hand on the line, like Mean Joe Green used to say in his Hall of Fame speech. There it is.
How about that flea flicker?
Oh, there it is.
McQuarrie,
look at that
to a
time.
wide open receiver, and that was a big, big play for Montana Tech.
Tanner Osborne out of Columbus, he not only catches, but he makes a great blocker too.
4th down and a foot.
Oh boy.
Diggers are lined up to go for him. Let's see if McQuarrie will just keep it here.
Boy, look at the box. The box is full. I love it.
This could be the final play of quarter number 1. McQuarrie will keep it, come off the left side, and McQuarrie's got the first down, picked up about 3 yards on that carry.
Billy Williams out of Gillette. Billy, nice hit, but leverage. Go ahead.
And the quarter will come to an end. The Diggers of Montana Tech out on top of the Bears of Rocky, 13-0. We'll be back with quarter number 2 right after this.
You each drive a Ford pickup, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to show you a next generation pickup.
Awesome. Let's do this.
The bed is made of high-strength steel, which is less susceptible to punctures than aluminum.
The stronger, the better.
And best of all, this new truck is actually the current Chevy Silverado.
Current Chevy owners and lessees get a total value of $10,600 or 0% financing for 72 months on this Silverado All-Star. Chevy, the #1 automotive brand in Montana.
Meet Chris. He's up at 5:30 every morning. Worked at the same place for 30 years. Thursday nights, karate class. This black belt is no karate kid, and that's okay. But hip pain has totally changed his routine. That's why he came to us, because we offer more solutions for hip and knee pain than anyone, which means his treatment is customized, and Chris knows there's nothing routine about that.
Opportunity is everywhere. That is why I love my job at Opportunity Bank of Montana. I get to help my neighbors with business and agriculture loans, including new equipment loans. I understand that people need a bank they can rely on. You see, I grew up here with the eastern high plains out our front door and the crazy mountains in our backyard. Come see me, Brandy, or one of my colleagues at Opportunity Bank of Montana. Your local bank, your opportunity.
End of 1 to Montana Tech out on top of the Bears, 13-0. In that first quarter, Tech with 209 yards of offense. Rocky was 74. Diggers work for the 25-yard line. First down and 10. Bears showing blitz. Here they come. McQuarrie roll to the right side to Dion Williams. Incomplete. And no flag in the end zone. First play from scrimmage to start this game. McQuarrie went to Williams, and that went 80 yards for a touchdown. And that's how the game got underway for Montana Tech. 1 play and 1 score. It's going to be 2nd down and 10 for the Diggers. Rocky Erickson with Mark Miller from the Rocky Bowl on the campus of Rocky Mountain College. Both these teams are 2-0 in the Frontier Conference on this young season. Sullivan and Williams to the right side. McQuarrie's got time to Williams again. It's going to be intercepted. And the Bears will take over. McQuarrie is picked off for just the 3rd time this season. Who got the pick, Mark?
Well, beautiful pick out there. I think who got that for Rocky.
McQuarrie had plenty of time in the pocket. The intended receiver on the play was Williams.
I got the number. Let's see. Fagan, I think it was. It was Fagan.
On the interception, and for Fagan, that is his third interception on the season.
Fagan was in perfect position. McQuarrie was really trying to do a Brett Favre. Remember Brett Favre? He tried to throw a watermelon through a grape hole, and he couldn't do it. And I think he'd want that one back, but great positioning by Fagan.
3 picks this year for Fagan. Melby is back, and Rocky's got to establish that rushing game. Melby tries to make the corner across the right side, unable to do so as Zach Morris brings him down. That's the key for the Bears to pull off the upset. They average 260 yards a game on the ground coming in, and they have struggled rushing against his Tech defense.
They have, and that Zach Morris, 6'3", 200, quick. He came up, wrapped him up. He's out of Santa Ana College, who played in the 1962 Junior Rose Bowl. And you know who also played in that bowl game? Gary Matlock, former basketball coach for Columbia Basin. They used to have the Junior Rose Bowl before the Rose Bowl, but I gotta say, that's quickness. They're not only strong and they're quick, but Rocky's moving their feet. I've been watching their feet. They're well coached. That is a huge interception. And Rock, football's emotional. Do you get emotional?
All the time. Unfortunately, Melby is helped off the field for Rocky, and boy, that could be a big key as the training staff walk Melby to the bench.
Come on, Melby. Come on.
2nd down and 8. Bakken, Mr. Weibo, out of the gun, looks left. Bakken. The pass is caught. Darnell Jenkins makes the catch, the big target. 6'5", 250 pounds, and the Bears get a first down early in this second quarter.
Talked to him before the game. He actually grew up in Pittsburgh, right up in the East Bay. And I said, what's this team about? And he said, it's about family. I said, you respect each other? He goes, we love each other. He said, it is fun. He goes, something's happening here. And you owe that to the president, the AD, the coaches, everybody, the fans, you.
Back to throw, Bakken. Bakken flushed out. Bakken, gain of just a couple on the play before he was brought down by Jacob Clark out of Billings Senior. How about the Bronx of Billings Senior, the defending state champions? They won again last night. They tied a school record, their 17th straight victory. That ties their record back in 1938 and 39. They won their last 7 games of 38. They went 10-0 in 1939. And I was not announcing the games back then. 2nd down and 8. Pump fake. Bakken rolls left. Bakken will run again, and Bakken picks up 4 or 5 yards. And the Bears have had success on the ground this year, but not a lot of success through the air this season. Only 406 yards passing through 3 games.
They're running a zone, and actually great blocking out there. I watched number 77 for Rocky right there, your left tackle. And I mean, he's punching. He's getting his hands out. Outstanding block.
Mosley split out wide to the right side. It's going to be 3rd down and 5 for Rocky. Bakken on the afternoon is 4 of 6 for 28 yards in the game. 12:29 left to be played. This is quarter number 2, the game of the week. Bakken's pass is deflected, and now it's going to be 4th down. And the Diggers will get the football back. Montana Tech comes in unbeaten at 2-0. Rocky 2-1. Tech has won 29 of the last 34 games in this series, and that ball was deflected right at the line.
There was the blitz. Both linebackers came.
And the Bears will punt it away once again. Fair catch called for. And the Diggers offense will come back onto the football field. We'll be back with more of the game of the week right after this.
Out here, we love our animals, from the wildlife to the livestock. Inside, it's the same. They're just like family. We keep them happy and healthy, most of the time. Secondhand smoke puts pets at risk for cancer, feline lymphoma, vomiting, increases the risk of tumors and lung cancer, even causes eye and skin disease. Secondhand smoke puts your pet's life at risk.
I'm Robbie Smith, and when you come to our dealership, you will see we all do business the Bob Smith way. We understand that in today's marketplace, you can buy online or pretty much any place to purchase your next vehicle. But at Bob Smith, we believe we can give you that next level of service, something beyond internet shopping. We provide you with the service, parts, and follow-up to make sure you're satisfied for the life of your vehicle. We are Bob Smith.
Montanans have their own definition of what's important in life. Success takes discipline and perseverance. Dedication is more than just putting in your time. And trust is the foundation of long-standing relationships. In Montana, strength means something more. Stockman Bank was born from these principles. They've been the guiding source of our strength since day one. Stockman Bank, Montana banking, pure and simple.
First down at 10, 20-yard line for Montana Tech. And that play is stopped. That'll go against the Montana Tech or Diggers.
Denton Weatherall, 6'1", 270 sophomore out of Meridian, Idaho. I was talking to a dad from Meridian who's got a son playing for Rocky, and I said, what are you guys doing down there in Idaho? He says, we care about the game down there.
Steals put out wide to the right side. It's going to be first down and 15 for Montana Tech from the 15. Fike tries the left side, and Fike gets back to the original line of scrimmage, a gain of 5 or 6 for Jed Fike.
Philly Church, he's an Idahoan out of Nampa too, 6'1", 225. He got pad contact, he kept good contact.
On the opportunity bank replay, Fike just makes a corner.
Yeah,
picks up 6 yards on the play. McQuarrie airs it out left side. Pass is caught by Lawrence. Good enough for the first down, and another first down for the Diggers. 11:41 left to be played here in the first half. Montana Tech out on top of the Battling Bears of Rocky, 13-0.
Wind picking up, left to right behind the quarterback here.
From the 22-yard line, Fike cuts the left side, and Fike to about the 37-yard line and a gain of 4 more. Well, Rocky turned the football over twice in that first quarter, and that was crucial.
Kyle Frazier, that's whose dad I talked to. He was in there battling, just a freshman.
Fike gets a call again, nowhere to go up the middle, and Fike turns the corner and it gets brought down for little or no gain. Gray there on the stop for Rocky Mountain College.
A for effort on the edge. The outside guys, your job, you're a bookend. Don't let any books fall. Don't let them get outside you. And outstanding leverage, great angles. I'm seeing a lot of good fundamental football. You know, yeah, the score's this, but the game on the line is so interesting.
Ryder Rice got a hand in there to slow down Fike as he tried to make the corner. Third down and 5. McQuarrie rolls left. McQuarrie decides to run. McQuarrie goes nowhere. And what a hit by the Battling Bears.
I love it. That's Keenan Fagan, and that's a guy with...
Third down and 5, McQuarrie rolling left side. Nobody open, decides to run, and out of nowhere, making that hit for Rocky, that's Fagan.
Show your kids. Big Jake at number 94, the defensive tackle, chasing him down too.
High snap, punt is away, big spiral kick. And that'll take a Tech bounce, and It's going to just go into the end zone. And boy, Mark, that almost stuck inside the one. We're going to take a timeout. Be back with more right after this.
Writing and arithmetic are elementary topics. But what about rate of return? First Interstate Bank is helping kids learn the basics of money management, partnering with schools across Montana, Wyoming, and South Dakota to teach students to save money. Over 1,300 savings accounts later, these mini bankers have saved nearly $2 million, helping them learn another term, ROA, return on allowance. First Interstate Bank. It's you and I together.
EBMS was founded in 1980 to ensure Montana companies could provide health benefits that were both beneficial and affordable. That vision hasn't changed, it's just grown. I joined EBMS more than 20 years ago, and I'm proud to have been part of this growth. Today, more than 300 team members join me at EBMS to offer on-site clinics, wellness, prescription programs, and a full array of benefit services. We've emerged as an industry leader and one of Montana's premier employers.
Join a dynamic organization that offers career growth, exceptional benefits, and support for community involvement. EBMS.
Like this month's two featured comeback athletes, AMP has been in the sports medicine community for 26 years.
Good morning, guys. We've got Nolan Askelson.
A couple years ago, I broke a piece of bone off my hip. My muscle pulled it off.
Gabe, my man, you know what I remember about you most? You love the spotlight.
Oh, no. Well, last football season, we thought I just sprained my ankle, so we got an x-ray, and there's a little bone that was broken off. Thanks, Am, for getting us back in the game.
Keeping athletes safe, healthy, and doing what they love.
Welcome to Battling Bears of Rocky Answer here. Rocky Erickson with Mark Miller, the game of the week, the 5th-ranked Orediggers of Montana Tech on the road at Rocky. Both teams to the top of the Frontier Conference at 2-0. Play action. Pocket going to go deep to Gray, incomplete. And on the coverage, Andre Brown out of Compton, California.
Andre Brown, two things he said. My parents, I owe it all to my parents. I said, what do you most, I go, did you ever think this would happen? You're number 5, you're undefeated, plenty on the field. And he said, you know what, I'm just so glad to be in Butte. I mean, he's... Not a lot of guys come out of Compton, California to Butte, Montana. I mean, it's a special story, and his teammates immediately loved him. Immediately.
It's going to be second down and 10 for Rocky. Darnell Jenkins is back in the game for the Battling Bears as the rain picks up again. They keep it on the ground, and with the carry is Olson. And Olson will pick up about 5 yards. The last offensive series for Rocky, Mason Melby, their leading rusher, was hurt, and he went out of the lineup.
John Bugard, he didn't see it there, but the left tackle, he's just plowing. He's plowing for Rocky. Nice block.
It's going to be 3rd down and 3 for the Bears. Pocket pass complete, and that will be enough for a 1st down.
Great accuracy right there. Poley was in the vicinity, but
big 3rd down play. Bakken stays in the pocket, pass complete. Gain of 6. And now a new set of downs for the Battling Bears as they work from the 33-yard line. 4 wide receivers are set to go out. And on the carry, Mr. Malta Olson with a gain of about 4 right up the middle.
6 years.
That's Sammy Sparks with the carry.
Well, I'm impressed, really, with this defensive line, too, from the Orediggers. You look at number 55 out there, and, you know, he's just built like a football player. That's Tyler Sanders, 6'2", 275 out of Helena Capital. And he's got great feet, stays low, good contact, well coached.
2nd down and 7, end around. And with the carry, a gain of only a couple. That was Max Gray. 3rd down coming up here for the Battling Bears of Rocky And it starts to rain once again here at the Rocky Bowl.
There's Andre Brown again. I asked Andre Brown if he ever got timed in the 40, and well, it was a little, what did he say, 4.39? But Andre Brown used to be a skateboarder. When he didn't want to play football, he was a skateboarder. And one day he went out for football, fell in love, but his first love was skateboarding. And he just skated up there and made a tackle. He's confident, he's having fun. Great all-around athlete.
Diggers out on top 13-0, 3rd down and 6 for the Bears. Showing blitz, here they come. Bakken in trouble, takes a hit. Still on his feet, and then he goes down. And getting the sack on the play was Connor Wines out of Gardner, Montana. Big defensive play. You know, Bakken on the Opportunity Bank replay almost got loose, and then Bakken goes down on the sack as the rain picks up even stronger here.
Wines was unblocked. They brought the blitz again. They didn't have enough blockers, but Bakken, great effort.
Hunthausen back to receive the punt. No fair catch called for. Hunthausen won't handle it. And the Diggers will take over 1st down and 10 for the 28-yard line. Montana Tech scored twice early in this game in that first quarter, and the rain comes down hard, and those without the umbrella below us, well, they're looking for shelter. Rocky Erickson alongside Mark Miller bringing you all the play-by-play of this game. Reminds me, Mark, back in 1996.
Yes.
The quarterback for the Badland Bears was a young man by the name of Bob Bees. And in the 2 games against the Diggers of Tech, Bees put up the ball 160 times. 84 times on October 26th of 96. Then 76 times on October 5th. 160 passing attempts. He threw for 913 yards. Games of 495 and 418. Can you imagine how long those games lasted when you put up 84 passing attempts?
Wow, that's like a video game, and that's a legendary performance. And that you don't ever know what's going to happen on the field. A guy I've been impressed with was Lucas Overton, 6'1" freshman out of Emmett, Idaho, on the special teams. A lot of guys make hay on the special teams. Also on defense, it's Dursky out there out of Casper, Wyoming, and he's a guy that knows how to play the game too. So let's see what happens.
Heavy rain now. Diggers have the football back, and we not seen a whole lot of offense after those first 2 scores. 6:06 left to be played. Here in the first half, First Interstate Bank halftime show. We'll visit with Athletic Director Bruce Parker coming up at halftime. 3 wide receivers to the left side. Pump fake. Pass is caught. Sean Sullivan hit behind the line, and Sullivan will not make it back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 2nd down and 11 coming up here for Tech.
Well, I like Sullivan. Always liked him from Red Lodge there. New center in. It's Jalen Whitley, 6'3", 295 senior from Skyview. And he's handling the ball. Does the water affect the ball? Well, only if you let it.
Well, there were some problems last night on this field between Billings Central and Hardin, with the quarterbacks trying to handle that wet football. Pass is caught on the sidelines. Chris Kelly makes the catch, and that's going to be another 1st down for the Diggers of Montana Tech. McQuarrie, 8 of 13, almost 200 yards through the air. Remember, McQuarrie, the NAIA Player of the Week nationally last week, and Kelly knew exactly where that 1st down marker was to get the 1st down. Fike with the carry. Fike comes off right tackle for a gain of just a couple. 5:04 left to be played here in the first half. Diggers out on top 13-0. Rocky Erickson alongside Mark Miller, and it is wet here at the Rocky Bowl.
Chase Bertelson, 235-pounder. I like the way he squared up the linebacker on that play and held his ground. He really did a nice job.
On 2nd down and 7, a play action. Sullivan makes the catch. And a gain of about 3 on the play. Third down coming up here for the Diggers.
What do you like about the quarterback, McQuarrie?
You know, he just is one tough competitor. They say he is the strong personality, really wants to win, and he is that leader on that football team.
He says, I go through my reads. I'm not going to run it until I get all my reads in. That's what we practice. And he looks like he's just, he's been to practice.
Third down, long 4 for Montana Tech, under 4 minutes left to be played here in the first half.
The ball's leather. It's a different feel than the old days. It's a little easier to grab.
McQuarrie will throw on third down, and the pass is incomplete. And Josiah Wade, he was, no, that's not Wade. Tanner Osborne, the tight end out of Columbus, was wide open. The pass throwing just a little bit behind Osborne and could not bring it home.
Tanner was a great basketball player. He's just a freshman, 6'2", 230. And Rocky's got some breaks, and they got to feel good about some of these key plays.
Rocky's getting the football back. Nice high spiral kick, no catch. And the Diggers are going to cover this one inside the 5-yard line, down to about the 1-foot line. Are you kidding me?
Wow. Great.
And now Rocky's going to literally have their backs against the wall, Mark. That ball is down just inches from the end zone.
Rock, we talk about practice and the DB that got down there. The smart thing he did, he found the end zone line. And he didn't go into the end zone. He kept his feet out of it, waited for the ball to get there. That's pure hustle down there. And he was able to, like a shortstop, it rolled to him, and you got to control it. You can't just touch it. And so he controlled the ball, but I know Rocky practices. I mean, both these teams have put in hundreds, thousands of hours leading up to this, and there's what pays off.
And no Mason Melby. From inside the 1-yard line. Sparks with the call, and Sparks gets him a little bit of room. Sparks out to about the 2-yard line.
Jake Romano, 6 foot 285 out of Spring Creek, Nevada. He's hitting, and then he's moving his man, and he's keeping pad contact. And we've watched him for 4 years, and there's a guy that's really matured.
Second down and 8, 3 yards deep in the end zone is Bakken.
Raindrops keep falling on my head.
If they would just put those umbrellas down, I could even see better. Bakken will run out of the end zone. Bakken takes a hit, gets out to about the 3, where he stopped, and a big third down play coming up here for the Battling Bears with 2 minutes and 28 seconds left to be played in the first half here.
You don't measure heart and height or weight. And in this level of football, the SEC of the West is the Frontier Conference. Zach Morris, 6'3", 200. He's a great corner guy. He's a great pressure guy, but he plays a lot bigger than 200, I'll tell you that.
Darnell Jenkins, tight into the right side. Sammy Sparks trying to give him some room, and Sparks is stopped. Little gain, and now the Battling Bears of Rocky will punt out of their own end zone. Under 2 minutes left to be played here in the first half. On our first Interstate Bank halftime show coming up, we got the Frontier Conference Athletic Director of the Year, Bruce Parker, along with the Rocky Executive Vice President, Brad Nason. Last night, Hall of Fame inductees at Rocky. They'll be honored at halftime of this college football game.
They were out on the field, Rock, when I got here, all dressed up, and I was trying to get a straight answer of them. You get guys back together, and they think they're 18, 19, and 20 again. You flash back, and you go to that spirit, and Age is just a number. How old would you be if you didn't know how old you were?
That's a great line.
Yeah.
Remember when I met Bill Woolston, who played here in 1939 and
Frosty
1940,
Peters.
and he played basketball and football for Herb Klett.
But coming back, I'm going to talk to Brad Nason, the executive vice president. So many great things have happened at Rocky in his career, and we look forward to talking to him at halftime. Boy, this is the Russian 10. You always say risk a fake? No.
Honthausen back, Larson at the very back of the end zone. Good snap, and Larson gets the kick away. Honthausen backs up, makes the catch at the 48-yard line. And not much of a return, and great punt coverage. And Fagan again, and boy, what a game this young man is having here this afternoon. Fagan has been simply outstanding.
5'11", 190 junior from Lake Tapps, Washington. The interception, that right there exemplifies what Rocky is teaching and preaching and trying to get here. Fagan coming down, squaring up, making a tackle. Special teams is a third of the game, and Fagan is committed. And that's all. Petrino's bringing that in. He's bringing in, this is the way we're going to do things, and he did it.
Fagan with a pick. He's got 3 interceptions on the season, the only 3 for Rocky all year. McQuarrie airs it out on first down. It's going to be incomplete. Intended receiver Braxton Porter. Late here in this first half, 100 seconds left to be played. Diggers lead it 13-0.
Just a 4-man rush there. And once again, Denton Weatherall, just a sophomore out of Meridian, getting off the ball well. Good battle with that O-line.
Fike is back with McQuarrie. McQuarrie will throw on second down. Fike makes the catch at the 40. Fike gets knocked out of bounds short of the first down. It's going to be 3rd down and 5 coming up for Montana Tech. Injured player down for the Diggers, and
boy, Ryder Rice rode him, and clean play, and can't see the number on him out there, but Ryder Rice and him were tangling. I mean, here it is.
Fike wide open, coming out of that running back position. Gain of about 5 on the play.
That's not an easy pass to throw. A lot of times what they're doing now, they put ropes up. You go to these academies and these quarterback camps, they want you to throw it, 40 yards into a garbage can over a rope, get your, trajectory and things. There's all kinds of ways. And McQuarrie right there, that's a touch pass. You got to throw for an area and let him run under it. And he throws all the passes, deep, short, the square outs, good spiral, easy ball to catch. He throws a soft ball, I think, and that's number 58 out there, Rocky, for the Tech Diggers. Jack Hape out of Bozeman High School, 6'4", 305. I was watching him, and at the end of the play, I think he got bent back. Clean play when there's traffic in there. And, you just hope and pray that it's just a ding. It's like a pull or a tweak. He's not able to put much on it. But
Bozeman High School is going to get a brand new high school football stadium. They're going to have another high school in Bozeman in 2 years.
Wow.
And the Hawks will play all of their home games next season at Bobcat Stadium.
I was talking to Andre Brown. He went to Compton High School, and Dr. Dre just donated $10 million. $10 million. Dr. Dre from the famous band with Ice Cube and Eazy-E. $10 million. So good things happening down there too.
They're down at 5 for the Diggers. Up by a couple of scores. McQuarrie, Fike, first down, and Fike out to the 28-yard line. Needed 5, gets 7. Keeps the drive alive late here in the first quarter. A minute 28 left to go.
Well, Montana Tech right there, number 57, Jalen Whitley. A lot of times you just got to get in the guy's way. You don't even have to hit him.
Play action. McQuarrie to the end zone, incomplete. Dion Williams, the intended receiver, and in play number 1 this afternoon, it was McQuarrie to Williams. The first play from scrimmage went 80 yards for a touchdown.
Yeah, that was a good pass, good route. There's the Paris Wilcox. What a great name. A senior from Tennessee State, transferred, grew up in Miami. Welcome to Montana.
Second down and 10. McQuarrie looking left all the way. McQuarrie airs it out. Pass is caught on the sidelines. First down. Chris Kelly makes the catch, and the Diggers want to put some more points on that scoreboard before the half comes to an end. And Kelly did a great job coming back for the football.
Yeah,
McQuarrie, how about that offensive line? McQuarrie, all the time in the world, and Kelly turns around and makes that catch. And that offensive line has simply been outstanding.
Best I've seen.
Tech.
Best I've seen on this field. Hayden Smith, 6'3", 275 sophomore out of Gig Harbor Peninsula High School. They keep their ground. They are really a wall, an iron curtain. They really have been coached well. Good footwork.
It's going to be first and goal just inside the 10, 53 seconds left to be played here in the first. Fight to the right side, and Fight gets to about the 5-yard line. Now the Diggers got to think about using a timeout. And they do just that, as Montana Tech will take a timeout here late in the first half.
Nat Young, 6'2", 275 out of, he's out of Gig Harbor High School, 6'2", 275, redshirt freshman, Nate Younk. Younk. That could be a yogurt. I mean, that's a great football name, Younk.
Fight.
Yeah, Fight.
To the 5-yard line out of Harrison, Montana.
Yes. Transfer
from Dickinson State, 42 seconds left to be played. This is quarter number 2, the game of the week. Diggers lead it 13-0. All the scoring took place in quarter number 1 as the Battling Bears of Rocky coughed the football up twice in that first quarter. And the Bears gave up that one big play to start this game, and it's not as lopsided as you think it is.
No. They stop them here, hold them. They've shown great heart. Both teams have, but Rocky really spurred it up. Love it.
They work from the 5-yard line. McQuarrie, handoff, Fight cuts left, Fight hit at the 5, dives forward to about the 3-yard line. 36 seconds left to go.
Bertelson couldn't have played that better. I mean, Bertelson's got his wrists taped up. He's tough. He's got his knees showing. I mean, how about that Bertelson? That's the guy that made the play right there, turned it in.
Chase Bertelson out of Webo missed his entire freshman year of football. He had a rare bone disease in his knee, and they sent him to the Children's Hospital in Denver, where he had cadaver bone plugs put into his knee.
Love it.
So he missed his freshman year, and Chase Bertelson ended up playing football his sophomore, junior, and senior year. And his dad, Jeff Bertelson, 16 years as a head coach in Webo, made the postseason every year, never had more than 2 losses in a season. And during those 16 years, the Longhorns of Webo played in 8 state championship games. And in May, their graduation speaker,
you weren't lip syncing. I
Rocky
tell you
Erickson
that.
spoke at their graduation.
You don't
this
turn
past
on.
May.
You don't turn on a tape and lip sync. You go from the heart, baby. I love you. I love what you do. There's Pete Cochran. Great to see him. Retired. Great Billy.
No timeouts left for the Diggers. Third down and goal. They work from the 3-yard line. McQuarrie, Fight. McQuarrie will take it into the end zone, a 3-yard touchdown run. Quinn McQuarrie finds the end zone for the second time here in the first half. His 5th rushing touchdown on the season, which is 28 seconds to go. McQuarrie, he went for 17 yards with 10:47 to go in the first. Their extra point was blocked on their second touchdown. Will they go for 2? Nope. Derek Holt on for the PAT. He's 13 of 14 of the season. His last kick was blocked.
Tanner Osborne, key block. Boy, misdirection. They loaded up on the middle, and McCreary smooth.
Sullivan on the hold. The kick is up, and the kick is good. And it is 20-0 Tech out on top. 28 seconds left to be played in this first half. Tech comes into the game averaging 57 points a game. And that is just simply unheard of in college football. Of course, they put up 70 points in Havre last weekend against the Lights of Northern. They also gave up 533 yards in offense in the game. Two school records were set for the Diggers of Montana Tech. 70 points is school record, and then 784 yards of offense. In game one, they put up 45 on Carroll, so they came into this game this afternoon averaging 57 points a game and 682 yards of offense, and the Bears have played right with them today. Take away the turnovers and that big 80-yard touchdown play in the first quarter.
The punt set that up, and the great DB, I wasn't sure who, I had his name, but they backed Rocky up, shifted it, so the punter should get some credit for rolling it down there. I mean, that's what set up that whole touchdown play.
First Interstate Bank halftime show coming up next. Short kick, and it'll be picked up by Sammy Sparks to the 20-yard line.
Oh, man.
Sparks gets out to about the 30.
Oh, he got folded like a chair. Clean tackle. I hope he's all right. I mean, there's somebody down for Rocky. Somebody came in, and I mean, you got to protect your knees. A lot of times, I don't know if that's Pope at a Moore Park, but boy, guys are coming in and hitting, and all clean hitting today. I've seen it good, but we got a youngster down. But boy,
remember the Bears earlier lost Mason Melby. Out of Baker, Montana, their leading rusher, rushed for over 100 yards in the first two games this season. Number 7 there is Jacob Bakken, itching to get back on that football field. 24 seconds left to be go. That's Max Gray, who was shaken up on that play, and Max Gray being helped
thank you,
off the field. And
having trouble with the numbers, fans. Max Gray, out of Chadron State. Grew up in Washington.
That is the third Rocky player helped off the field in the first half of this game this afternoon.
It was a clean hit. I mean, you got guys coming in at full speed. I mean, the kickoff, man, that's where a lot of clacking happens, concussions happen. They've been talking about all this and that, but everybody there was going low, going for the knees, going for the thighs, clean. Nothing wrong with that hitting there, but sometimes you really got to protect your knees. You look at the offensive linemen, all wearing the Anderson braces, which help.
Well, will the Bears play it safe? No, Bakken will air it out late over the middle. The pass is incomplete. Mosley was the intended receiver on the play, but good coverage on the part of the Diggers of Tech. Zach Morris out of Anaheim Hills, California. You know where that is?
That's not too far from Disneyland, the happiest place on earth, next to the Rocky Bowl.
Second down and 10, 19 ticks left to be played. Here with the first, 20-0 our score. Diggers out on top. Rocky Erickson with Mark Miller. First Interstate Bank halftime show coming up. And
yeah, they're moving. Rocky is. But Rocky, I mean, go ahead, Rock.
Put the Bears back 5 yards.
The fight is in both teams. I mean, I don't know if you watched the McGregor-Mayweather get-together, and, you know, what are expectations? Everybody watches that fight. Everybody's going, are these guys prepared to fight? Yeah, they were. They were. Are these guys prepared to fight? Yeah. Great stamina, great conditioning for both the teams. It's a good fight.
Bakken back to throw. His pass is short. Clock is stopped. 15 seconds left. It's going to be third down and 15. Rocky has 3 timeouts left. The Diggers have none.
Pete Cochran used to work at First Interstate Bank, and his parents were my neighbors in Palm Springs, and they kept saying in early 90s, you got to go to Billings, you got to go to Montana. They planted the seed, his mom and dad, Marge and Ken. Thank you.
Lucas Overton split out wide to the right side on third down and long, and Mr. Weibo will keep it. Slides down for a loss of 1, and I believe the second quarter will come to an end with the Diggers out on top of the Paddling Bears of Rocky, 20-0. We've got the First Interstate Bank halftime show coming up right after this.
My financial education basically just consisted of advice my parents gave to me.
They start becoming more aware of what their money is doing and what they're doing with their money.
It's relative, it's timely, it's fresh.
Very engaging, it's easy to follow, and it's interesting.
A lot of our classes are preparing us for college and to think, but this one is preparing us for life.
Our mission here at Opportunity Bank is to provide strong financial futures for Montanans, and we believe that financial literacy plays a big role in that.
For over 70 years, Under Reiner has been committed to the Billings community and to providing a better buying experience. With over 400 vehicles to choose from, Under Reiner has been helping families find the perfect vehicle for every budget. Find your next new Honda, car, truck, minivan, or SUV, along with countless quality used vehicles all in one convenient location. So come into Under Reiner today and get a better buying experience.
Like this month's two featured comeback athletes, AMP has been in the sports medicine community for 26 years.
Good morning, guys. We've got Nolan Askelson.
A couple years ago, I broke a piece of bone off my hip. My muscle pulled it off.
Gabe, my man, you know what I remember about you most? You love the spotlight.
Oh, no. Well, last football season, we thought I just sprained my ankle, so we got an x-ray, and there's a little bone that was broken off.
Thanks, AMP, for getting us back in the game.
Keeping athletes safe, healthy, and doing what they love.
Marka Mobley. Nikki Salazar. Becky Williams. And head coach Wade Well. Your 2000 women's volleyball team. Next, our 1959 football team. Irv Scheit. Dick Scott. And Charles Brzezinski. And now our individual inductees. From Kansas City, Missouri, Gary Black. From Fromberg, Montana, Myron Mobley.
First Interstate Bank halftime show here at the Rocky Bowl on the campus of Rocky Mountain College. The fifth-ranked team in the nation, the Diggers of Montana Tech, out on top of the Paddling Bears, 20-0. We're joined by the Frontier Conference Athletic Director of the Year, Bruce Parker. Bruce, what are you most proud about here at Rocky Mountain College?
I think the great turnout today, Rocky, and in some questionable weather, and the rains held off a little bit, but what a great facility. I'm very proud of this facility and what we've done here at Herb Clint Field with the field turf and the lights, and it's a great atmosphere to watch a football game.
What's outstanding, I was here last night, the Billings Central Rams. This is now their home field under the lights on the turf as they played their homecoming game against the Bulldogs. What does that mean, having a high school game here every Friday night and a home now for Billings Central?
As our president, Bob Wilmoth, calls it, Friday Night Lights. It's a tremendous partnership that we have with Billings Central. They play all their soccer events over on our soccer field on Wendy's Field, and they play their football games here. They get a practice up here. They get to come under the lights. It's a great partnership between Rocky Mountain College and the city of Billings, and I think it's given Billings Central a home away from home, and that's really gratifying for us.
Last March at Rimrock Auto Arena, the City of Billings and Rocky Mountain College hosted a very unique, successful event, the NAIA Division I Women's National Basketball Tournament. Tell us, how did Billings land such a huge event like that?
Well, it's a little bit unusual. I was back in Kansas City at the national office, and I think they were kidding me one day when they said, hey, how about you guys hosting the national tournament? And I said, well, why doesn't somebody ask us? And they asked us, and we put together a great committee. Alex Tyson and the Visit Billings group and our people at Rocky Mountain College, and all the people in Billings that volunteered their time and effort to do such a wonderful job with that tournament. I think when the 32 teams came to Billings and left, they said, wow, that community really cared about our national tournament. And that's why we got that extra year. We have 2 years left in our contract now, and we expect to do a better job this next year and get bigger crowds.
What was awesome, the weather was outstanding. It was in the low 70s in March in Billings, Montana for those teams that came from Oklahoma and Florida, but we did have some good crowds, surpassing any attendance they've had in several years.
Yeah, we did, and we convinced everybody that that's always our weather in March, 70 degrees, but you know, a couple weeks before that, it was cold and there was a lot of snow, so we were a little worried about that, but the weather gods came out and helped us out. And you know, what a wonderful facility the Rimrock Auto Arena is, and the people with Bill Dutcher, Ray Massey, Sue DeVries, and their crew, they do a wonderful job hosting events, and we think that we can get the real big crowds this year, and of course our Rocky Mountain College Battling Bear women will be there.
Tell me, Bruce, why is Frontier Conference football so good year in and year out?
Well, I think a lot of the congratulations needs to go to Carroll College. All the success that Carroll had in the early 2000s made everybody get better, Rocky. Everybody had to get better in the weight room. They had to get better in the recruiting area. They had to do a better job with their facilities, and I think everybody has stepped up to try to emulate what Carroll College did, winning 6 national titles, you know, in those years. And I was fortunate enough to be at Carroll for those championships, and then you could start to see it, you know, the Montana Techs of the world building a new weight room and doing a great job with their facility, Montana Western, MSU Northern bringing back football, and of course here at Rocky Mountain College with our facility and our new coaching staff. I think you got to give a lot of credit at Rocky here to Brian Armstrong and what he did in his tenure as the head football coach now at Montana State. But we're so fired up about having Jason Petrino here, and we think some great things are to come with Rocky Mountain College.
What's the future in the Frontier Conference? What can we expect years to come?
Well, we'd like to add a few more teams. Maybe we could get a Dickinson State to come back into our league, add a couple more football teams. Very solid. You know, we are fortunate to have an outstanding commissioner in Kent Paulson, who is always looking forward for our league, whether it be in basketball or adding sports or soccer or any of these sports. Kent Paulson is always looking out to make the Frontier Conference better. We have some great athletic directors right now and some great coaches, and I think the future is really bright for the Frontier.
Thanks to Bruce Parker, the Frontier Conference Athletic Director of the Year. This, the First Interstate Bank halftime show. We'll be back with more right after this.
Meet Chris. He's up at 5:30 every morning. Worked at the same place for 30 years. Thursday nights, karate class. This black belt is no karate kid, and that's okay. But hip pain has totally changed his routine. That's why he came to us, because we offer more solutions for hip and knee pain than anyone, which means his treatment is customized, and Chris knows there's nothing routine about that.
EBMS was founded in 1980 to ensure Montana companies could provide health benefits that were both beneficial and affordable. That vision hasn't changed, it's just grown. I joined EBMS more than 20 years ago, and I'm proud to have been part of this growth. Today, more than 300 team members join me at EBMS to offer on-site clinics, wellness, prescription programs, and a full array of benefit services. We've emerged as an industry leader and one of Montana's premier employers.
Join a dynamic organization that offers career growth, exceptional benefits, and support for community involvement. EBMS.
Have you aboard, everybody? And Mark Miller along with Executive Vice President Brad Nason. And Brad, welcome to the broadcast.
Thanks for having me.
Now you started here, let's go down This Is Your Life a little. You remember that show, don't you?
I do remember that show.
Okay, your first year at Rocky, and what was your title, and what did you do?
My first year at Rocky was 1979, and my title was Dumb Freshman.
How have you matured and changed? Are you the same height?
I remain the same height. The weight has changed slightly.
When you talk about Rocky, he's part of the Rock. I met Brad back in the 90s, and you add a special spirit to this school. Now you're the executive vice president. What does that entail, and what do you feel you've added to Rocky Mountain College in your time here?
Well, I can tell you for certain that I've taken more away from Rocky Mountain College than I've added, but it's just a unique place, and I'm honored to have been a part of it. Executive Vice President, I'm responsible for all the student life functions, facilities. The athletic department falls under my area of supervision, and all of our auxiliary services.
A lot of progress here. Maybe you could share with all our fans listening in Yakima to Idaho, all over this great state on SWX. What are some of the changes you've seen?
Oh gosh, there's so many. It's hard to even inventory them all. It's certainly a different place than when I started in '79. Most recently, our new science building over here is taking shape, and we'll be able to occupy that in mid-December. We're pretty excited about that project. The library has changed. We had an old building, Kimball Hall, that had been mothballed since 1980, was brought back online in 2007, which was pretty exciting for me as an alum to see that tired old building brought back and new life breathed into it.
Brad, two questions. If there's a youngster that wants to come to Rocky, first question, what will their experience be like? And let's go back to when you were a student. What was your experience like?
Well, the institution, taking the second question first, the institution is a lot different today. I'm not sure they'd let me in today.
What were your strengths as a student and an athlete and a person?
Well, my strengths back then are sort of the same as today. I can lift really heavy things.
There's no cue cards here. This is live. The thing I like about you, you're committed. And your style, the way you weave in and out of people's lives and connect with people, I think that's one of the key things that I've always liked about you is how you connect with people.
Well, I appreciate that. This is a very special place for me, and in a lot of ways it saved me. It made me who I am today, and so I feel like I'm serving the institution by trying to give back as much as I can.
It's home for you. How about this new field? And it's playing great. And what you think about the new stadium, and what you think about the Battling Bears today and the Ore Diggers of Montana Tech. They're impressive too.
The Ore Diggers are impressive. They're big, they're fast. We've got a young team, and we're going to be big, and we're going to be fast. We're still in this football game, and I wouldn't write our guys off just quite yet, but that is a good team they've come across today. This is a great stadium, and I would love to have been able to play on that turf,
Wait a minute, it's not too late. You're an alumni. The alumni game, come on, Brad Nason.
I used all 4 of my years of eligibility.
What do you do to stay in shape?
I play basketball still every day.
I knew you were out there. What kind of shoes do you wear?
I'm wearing a Nike today.
We got to always
I wear whatever I can get for $35 or less.
Brad Nason's our guest. He came here in 1979. He's the executive vice president. And what do you want students or parents or staff? What do you want them saying after they've kind of dealt with you and dealt with the things you do? What do you want them telling their friends and family?
Well, I want people to walk away recognizing that Rocky Mountain College is a place of opportunity, and a place of compassion. That when you come here, there are people that are going to reach out and help you up or celebrate the successes that you have as a student. And it's just a unique, special place that creates opportunities for young people.
How about Jeff Malby here? He's a lifer.
Contemporary of mine, also started in 1979. He took a decade or so hiatus, but he is back, and I don't know if that's a good thing or not. He's refusing to come over and be part of the show.
Well, it's great to see everybody here, and the leadership continues with class, gentleness, and compassion. Brad, great to have you on.
Thank you for having us.
And we'll be back with more of Ore Digger Rocky Mountain College football right here on SWX.
Inside, it's the same. They're just like family. We keep them happy and healthy, most of the time. Secondhand smoke puts pets at risk for cancer, feline lymphoma, vomiting, increases the risk of tumors and lung cancer, even causes eye and skin disease. Secondhand smoke puts your pet's life at risk.
For the last 40 years, Tire-Rama has been around to help you with all your tire needs. These days, Tire-Rama can take care of other things like oil changes, brake service, and major repairs. But some things never change, like the great Cooper tires we carry and our dedication to keeping your family and your car safely traveling down the road for another 40 years. Cooper Tires Take the Money and Ride Fall event is happening now. Save up to $175 with a qualifying purchase on a set of Cooper tires. Hurry, this offer ends October 31st. Visit your local Tire-Rama for all the details.
Make a lasting first impression for your business with a professional sign from Sign Pro. Since 1990, Sign Pro has been serving the Billings area. From vehicle graphics to banners, lighted business signs, decals, and displays, Sign Pro will transform your concepts into reality. Explore the endless possibilities Sign Pro can create for your business. Sign up with Sign Pro.
It's the First Interstate Bank halftime show at intermission. The fifth-ranked team in the nation, the Diggers of Montana Tech, out on top of the Badland Bears of Rocky, 20-0. Both teams come in 2-0 on the Frontier in the first half. Tech with 212 yards of offense. Rocky with 74 yards of offense. We talked about Tech's defense. We talked about their offense coming in, averaging almost 60 points a game, averaging over 600 yards a game. We failed to talk about the Diggers' defense, and they have shut out Rocky here in the first half, held them to less than 100 yards of offense.
It's about leverage. Football is a game of heart and leverage, and they've been running a 3-3, a 4-2. They've been blitzing, bringing the linebackers. Really, both lines are playing well. Ore Diggers have a little advantage with the points and things like that, but the fight is good, fans. The fight is good. They're moving their feet, but that defensive line is the key. They stay low, they stay in their lanes, and they're strong. They're very strong, but it's a good battle going on in the trenches.
Rocky turned the football over twice in that first quarter, and what a way to start for the Diggers on their very first play from scrimmage. They go 80 yards for a touchdown. What do you think Coach Petrino, the head coach at Rocky, told his Warriors at halftime the Bears were shut out in the first two quarters?
I think he said, all right, first half's over. Let's look in the mirror. Each person here, what is your job? What is your assignment? What are you supposed to do? Do your job. You know, like they say in, the Patriots, just do your job. There's plenty of time left. I think he's saying he's happy with the intensity and the fight. I really think he paid them a compliment for their enthusiasm.
The Diggers have done an outstanding job holding the Bears' rushing game intact in the first half. 20-0 at the break. Diggers out on top. We'll be back with the second half right after this.
Hi, I'm Christy.
I'm Jamie.
I'm Sarah from Northwestern Energy. Natural gas appliances provide wonderful benefits when used properly. But faulty or improperly maintained devices can cause carbon monoxide poisoning. Keep your family safe by installing carbon monoxide detectors on every level of your house. And make sure your gas appliances are properly vented. If your carbon monoxide alarm goes off, get out of the house fast. And from a safe distance, call Northwestern Energy. Together,
we can deliver a brighter future.
Opportunity is everywhere. That is why I love my job at Opportunity Bank of Montana. I get to help my neighbors with business and agriculture loans, including new equipment loans. I understand that people need a bank they can rely on. You see, I grew up here with the Eastern High Plains out our front door and the crazy mountains in our backyard. Come see me, Brandy, or one of my colleagues at Opportunity Bank of Montana. Your local bank, your opportunity.
EBMS was founded in 1980 to ensure Montana companies could provide health benefits that were both beneficial and affordable. That vision hasn't changed, it's just grown. I joined EBMS more than 20 years ago, and I'm proud to have been part of this growth. Today, more than 300 team members join me at EBMS to offer on-site clinics, wellness, prescription programs, and a full array of benefit services. We've emerged as an industry leader and one of Montana's premier employers.
Join a dynamic organization that offers career growth, exceptional benefits, and support for community involvement. EBMS.
And the Battling Bears of Rocky will get the football first to start things here in this third quarter. Short kick. And it's bobbled into the Diggers. Recover, I believe. Rocky got the football, and boy, what a way to start the third quarter, Mark, as the Diggers with a short kick, and they almost came up with the football.
Yeah, you're kicking it to somebody, you're saying, all right, how's this guy's hands? And I think that was number 54 out there, and that's Kyle Frazier, the freshman from Meridian, whose parents are here, and I think that was his sister or friend, and kicked it to him, and he held on to it. I mean, he's a linebacker.
Well, can the Bears make something happen offensively here in the second half? And what an outstanding job defensively for the Diggers of Montana Tech. Overton comes in motion. They keep it on the ground for Rocky, unable to establish much of a running game, and Jade Olson with the carry for the Battling Bears.
Tyler Sanders, 6'2", 275, getting it on. Good block over there by Rocky, too, watching the tight end. And that's Darnell Jenkins, 6'5", 250, out of Pittsburgh, California, not too far from Vallejo, Richmond. And he had a good block.
Boy, the Bears missed Mason Melby, who was injured, and Mason Melby back in the game. He was in motion. Bakken with the carry. And the quarterback keep out near midfield. They're going to be short of the first down. How important is it here, down 3 scores, Mark, for Rocky to find the end zone on their first possession, or maybe at least a field goal here?
Well, confidence is a big thing. You learn confidence in big games. This is their biggest game of the year. Every game's the big game of the year, but they've got plenty of confidence. Now, they're talking about keeping the drive alive. This is a key play for confidence.
Third down and short, third down and a couple. Darnell Jenkins, the big tight end, in motion across the left side. And a flag and movement on that line. That's going to push the Bears back 5 instead of 3rd and 2. Now it's going to be 3rd down and 7. Great interview, Bruce Parker.
Yes.
At the break, and I don't know if there's a more famous athletic director at the NAIA level. You know, he was at Carroll when they won all 6 of those national championships. Now he's back home in Billings and recovering from some health issues, but boy.
Keep them in your prayers. We love them.
3rd down and now 7. And another flag, and
they're going to say
and that's
it's
going to go
offsides.
against the Diggers. So now we're going to be back to where we started, Mark, at 3rd down and 2.
Now, sometimes you come out from halftime And you got all this electricity, and you hit the switch early or you hit it late, but you got electricity. This game has got a lot of talent out there. Both sides are talented. I think Bakken, once he takes a deep breath, exhales, and hits a big first down, he'll relax. I love it.
What an adjustment from Class C football to the college level. Bakken, handoff on the carry, and I think is going to be just short of the first down, and that's Mason Melby, who was injured in the first half, and Melby is back, and I don't know if they're going to bring the sticks out or not, but that's going to be close. They're going to give the Bears a first down, and watch Melby here. Melby takes the hit, that initial effort as Melby goes forward, and enough for the first down, and that is simply huge on the first possession.
It is.
Here for the Battling Bears.
Troy Bacon and Romeling, those two guys, they wanted it.
Derek Olson in at wide receiver on first down and 10. Bakken dumps it out to Melby, the running back. Melby, first down and then some. Melby knocked out near the 30-yard line of the Bears, trying to put some points on the scoreboard for the first time this afternoon. 12 minutes and 21 seconds left to be played here in the third quarter.
What a smart
nice
play.
run after the catch by Melby out of Baker. He makes the catch right at midfield. Look how wide open he is, Mark. Nobody even close to Melby before he was knocked out by Brewer.
Smart play, screen.
And that's going to be a quarterback keep all the way. Bakken picks up 10 yards on the keep to the 20-yard line of the Rocky offense. Held scoreless in the first half. Looking sharp here in their first offensive possession of quarter number 3.
Zane Goosey, who came in as a tight end, his mom's here tonight. Today, Shannon talked about how much he loves the game. He just walled his guy off. Goosey, a tight end, now a tackle. Beautiful block. Bakken says, thank you.
First down and 10, Battling Bears from the 20. Bakken rolls right. Bakken, the pass. Mosley was the intended receiver, threw it behind him.
Malby.
Penalty flag is down here, Mark.
Yeah, there was. It was a rollout, but I saw some stuff on the right side of the. That's Jeff Malby, the coach.
Did he make that catch?
79 got here. I think it's a personal foul. Yeah. Late hit.
Huge break for Rocky.
And they're protecting quarterbacks, and you talk about, is the game safer? Yes, the game's safer, but it's a little bit late. Here it goes right here. Bakken looks relaxed. I like how he controls the ball here. He lets it go, and, well, you can't come to the surprise party early. You don't want to wreck it. He got there early, but I was impressed. Bakken holds the ball. He's ready to pull the trigger and controls it. That's good security.
Mr. Weibo's got 4 wide receivers set to go out on first down and goal for the Battling Bears, and this is the first possession either team to kick off the second half of this football game. Bakken looking left all the way, flushed out of the pocket. Bakken almost goes down and then simply throws it away. He stays in there, doesn't he?
We were talking about him relaxing in it. There's Cameron Welker, 6'2", 260 redshirt freshman out of Post Falls, Idaho. Over 20 states represented here in this game today, and he's the one that flushed him. He's number 99 out there on the Tech side. Really, you look at Tech, they stay in their lanes, but they use their hands well on defense. They really do.
Gray and Overton to the left side. Second down and goal, and a run all the way for the quarterback. Bakken inside the 5 to the 4-yard line. Jacob Bakken of Weibo played 4 different positions, but he had a lot of rushing yards with the Longhorns.
There's 2 kinds of tough in life, and you'll see it right here. Those that think they're tough and those that don't need to think. They just are. And here he is from Weibo.
Quarterback keep
Look at that hit.
all the way, lowered his head down.
He got a little chin rattling. Hey, check the wisdom teeth. Little clacking with the helmets. I love it.
Third down and goal from just inside the 5. Melby is back. Bakken again off the right side. Bakken down to the 1-yard line. And now it's 4th and 1. You're down by 20. Coach Petrino go for a field goal. Ames was a perfect 4 for 4 last week. The Frontier Conference Special Team Player of the Week. They got to go for it. Mark, you're down 20. It's not going to be 4th and 1. It's going to be 4th down and 2.
Danny Mannix.
And Rocky wants a timeout.
Yeah. Danny Mannix on the tackle.
Talk about this one.
6 foot 205. Danny Mannix. Boy, it's an old TV show. I don't know if you remember that, but Danny Mannix, really, we talk about the fundamentals of football, and it's not always the biggest, strongest, fastest guy that wins. It's the guy that's taken his coaching and he has the fundamentals down. Both these head coaches, Morrell and Petrino and his brother, beautiful article with Joe Cusick today. Did you have a chance to read that?
Boy, that was outstanding. I had no idea that Jared was, an outstanding baseball player. And
catcher?
Then Jared was on the basketball team at Carroll. Then he decided to meet with Van Diest and said, hey, I'd like to play football.
And won 2 national championships, 4 Frontier Conference
championships. Well, you got to be an athlete. To play 2 sports at the college level, you're on the basketball team and you decide, I want to play football now.
And he's on the headsets up there with his older brother as the head coach, and he's obedient and respectful. You love to see that in the family, and this is football at its finest in America right here, Rock.
Well, this is huge for Rocky. 4th down, inside the 2. Bakken, Melby goes over the top into the end zone for a touchdown. Out of Baker, Montana. 1-yard touchdown run for Mason Melby with 10:04 left to be played, and his 6th rushing touchdown of the season for Melby, and that was simply outstanding. And Melby, back from his injury, knocked out of the game in the first quarter.
Troy Bacon got his nose in there and made a block.
Ames with the kick, and a flag is down, and the extra point was good.
I think it's going to be a push on the defense. I don't know if it's a push to the face mask or something like that. Somebody, the football really, I don't know if it builds character, but it sure eliminates the weak. Do you remember Darrell Royal from Texas? Darrell Royal, he'd always say, and here it is, watch this block by 51, Bacon. Hello.
How about that leap for Melby? I mean, he could be a high jumper. That was simply outstanding. When you're in Baker, Montana, I mean, everybody plays every sport. The first Class B school to get turf. Someday they're going to name it the Don Schillinger Field. Yes. The second winningest coach all time. They set a state record that they never be broken. They once went 9 years and never lost a road game.
No.
Never lost a game on the road. They won 37 straight games away from home.
Do it, Rock. Mason Melby, 5'10", 190 junior from Baker, Montana. And you always say, hey, when you're our age, did you preserve your body? You only get so much tread on your tires. Are your tires bald? Melby doesn't care if they knock his tires, his rims off. He just absolutely no regard for his body. That's just pure fun.
Ames getting set on the kickoff here. Johnson back on the return, and that one's going to be kicked out of the end zone. So the Diggers will have the football for the first time here in this second half after posting a 20-0 score at the end of the first half. Rocky Erickson alongside Mark Miller here at the Rocky Bowl on the campus of Rocky Mountain College, and much needed rain the past 3 days, and we even got snow up in the mountains, and
thank you.
Hopefully put out some of those fires. We only had 74 fires going on.
it really, the firefighters, thank you. Everybody rallying together, thank you. Hang in there.
McQuarrie, first down and 10 for the Diggers. They keep it on the ground. There's Fike, finds a hole, and that is a 6-yard gain for Fike on that play as Jed Fike simply went right up the middle. And, nothing changes on this team. Last year they had Nolan Saraceni, the running back, the conference MVP of the year. And, boy, Fike, he made a great move to get open there. And a little play action pass caught on the sideline, just short of the first down for the Diggers. It's going to be third down and short, 9:30 left to be played here in the third quarter, 20-7. Diggers are out on top. Well, how important was it for Rocky to score on their first possession of the second half, but how important is it for their defense to stop Tech here?
They're not going to rattle McQuarrie. We were talking to him before the game. The guy is solid. He's just solid. He's just a wonderful leader, a rare commodity in the Frontier Conference.
John Sullivan in motion, third down and a yard. Fike gets the first down, and Fike to the 40. Near the 40-yard line to the 38-yard line, move the chains of the Diggers with a huge first down on their first offensive possession here with the second half.
Well, great block by number 84 out there by the Diggers, and that was Tyler Vendetti. I think that was him, yeah.
First down and 10. Fake the handoff. McQuarrie gonna go deep to Dion Williams. A one-handed catch for Dion Williams. Are you kidding me? Dion Williams, McQuarrie, they went 80 yards on the first play of the game. McQuarrie to Williams. Williams, 18 catches on the season. The play action, and McQuarrie airs it out long on the Opportunity Bank scoreboard. And look at this, one-handed grab by Dion Williams. Wow.
I thought pretty good coverage right there by Korf and Moses.
McQuarrie will keep it. The quarterback to the right side. Great move, waiting for his blockers. And McQuarrie picks up 8 yards on first down. And this Tech offense is simply hard to slow down.
Well, you could just see he's a confident leader and controls the ball. It really is impressive. You've seen a lot of talent at quarterback come through these hallowed grounds, but he's right up there.
Second down, a short 2. Fike up the middle. Fike gets a first down to the 10-yard line. On the 1-800-QUIT-NOW scoreboard, Tech out on top of the Battling Bears of Rocky, 20-7.
Bertelson on the tackle. Well, I've been impressed with number 73 out there, too, for Tech. I'll get you his name in a second, but he gets off the ball. One thing the offensive line does, they get off the snap quick.
McQuarrie, 15 of 25. He averages 37 passing attempts a game early in this season. And here comes Fike off the left side, and Fike to about the 7-yard line. Jed Fike now with 75 yards on 15 carries. Fike averaging more than 5 yards a carry. Fike came into the game averaging 6.7 yards a carry.
Well, knifing through there, a defender, good penetration, but Fike's rough.
Fike again on second down, stop at the 5. Nice defensive play for the Battling Bears of Rocky.
Rocky, they've been in this position before, so you go back in your emotional memory and you say, all right, what did we do well? Let's do that again. You always have that euphoric recall when you get off the ball. Coming back in is big number 17 out there for Rocky, and that's Ryder Rice at 6'4". He's an impact player.
Well, they're knocking on the door for the 6-yard line. McQuarrie looking right, here's it out. Sullivan left wide open. Touchdown, Diggers. McQuarrie, Sullivan, and Tech on the scoreboard again.
Sullivan out of Red Lodge High School here, and he's got plenty of time again. got hit when he threw it, but Sullivan sold the route. And the defender was in the vicinity. It's just one of those timing patterns, and Sullivan's athletic. And a good pop. McCreary stayed in there. Also, very tough.
Holt on for the PAT. High snap. And the kick is up, and the kick is good. 27-7, Tech will be back with more right after this.
You each drive a Ford pickup, right?
Yes.
I'm going to show you a next generation pickup.
Awesome. Let's do this.
The bed is made of high strength steel, which is less susceptible to punctures than aluminum.
The stronger, the better.
And best of all, this new truck is actually the current Chevy Silverado.
Current Chevy owners and lessees get a total value of $10,600 or 0% financing for 72 months on this Silverado All-Star. Chevy, the #1 automotive brand in Montana.
A small steel fabrication plant popped up in the heart of Montana. Over time, they built a reputation as solid as their steel. But growing a business requires flexibility. They needed a bank like First Interstate, able to make quick decisions to help grow their workforce and build a strong foundation. Today, their steel supports more than just buildings. It supports communities throughout the region. First Interstate Bank. It's you and I together.
Hey guys, Harvey Singh here with Singh Contracting. I'm here to remind you that it's almost fall, the kids are back at school, so if you haven't already had your roof, your siding, and your gutters looked at, give us a call today, and we'll get you a free... Shouldn't you be in school?
Shouldn't you be on the roof?
Well, both teams had one offensive possession here in the third quarter, and they both capitalized and scored touchdowns. 27-7, Diggers lead with 5 minutes and 49 seconds left to be played. This is quarter number 3, SWX Game of the Week. Rocky Erickson alongside Mark Miller on a chilly, wet Saturday afternoon at Herb Clint Field. And the return for the Battling Bears. Sparks gets it out near the 25-yard line. And, well, Mark, it was a bit of a defensive battle in that first half. A couple of turnovers against the Bears, but good stand defensively for both teams. And now, well, it's not easy. 2 long drives for both teams, and both teams find the end zone on their first possession of the third.
You always want to, when you score the offense, you always want to come back and score. Your defense says, let's shut them out, get the ball back. And so it's kind of a stalemate there. But Rocky showed they could move the ball. They showed they could block. This quarterback and this offensive line and the skill set receivers for the Ore Diggers, they are super also.
Bakken 7 of 14, 68 yards of the game. Bakken rolls right, throws on the run. It is incomplete, and his intended receiver on the play was Max Gray.
Connor Wines, the 6'2", 230-pounder, was chasing him down. It would have not easy to throw on the run with a small window. Playing some man back there, some cover 2. They're rushing 4. They've been rushing 4. Let's see what they do here.
Second down and 10 for Rocky. Quarterback keep all the way as Bakken gets near the 30-yard line. Bakken's the leading rusher for Rocky in the game. Bakken with 48 yards on the afternoon, but where Rocky needs some help is through the air, and they have struggled pretty much all season with their passing game.
Well, Bakken, 6'4", 190 junior in his 4th year here, redshirt. He's got the ability to throw the ball. Give him a little time, give him a little fun. He's clapping, he's relaxed. Just give him a little time and see what happens with him.
In motion across the right side is Overton. We got a timeout. We'll be back with more right after this.
$603. We would like to thank everyone that contributed to help out the women's basketball.
'68, Homer Scott Sr. purchased a small bank in Sheridan, Wyoming. That endeavor was the start of First Interstate Bank. Homer knew that the bank would only be as strong as the communities it served. Today, Homer's credo still holds true. First Interstate has donated more than $50 million and 154,000 volunteer hours to nonprofit organizations and the communities it serves. First Interstate Bank. It's you and I together.
Meet Chris. He's up at 5:30 every morning. Worked at the same place for 30 years. Thursday nights, karate class. This black belt is no karate kid, and that's okay. But hip pain has totally changed his routine. That's why he came to us, because we offer more solutions for hip and knee pain than anyone, which means his treatment is customized, and Chris knows there's nothing routine about that.
EBMS was founded in 1980 to ensure Montana companies could provide health benefits that were both beneficial and affordable. That vision hasn't changed, it's just grown. I joined EBMS more than 20 years ago, and I'm proud to have been part of this growth. Today, more than 300 team members join me at EBMS to offer on-site clinics, wellness, prescription programs, and a full array of benefit services. We've emerged as an industry leader and one of Montana's premier employers.
Join a dynamic organization that offers career growth, exceptional benefits, and support for community involvement. EBMS.
Big play for Rocky. It's going to be 3rd down and 5 for the Battling Bears. Overton will come in motion across the left side. Darnell Jenkins is back in. 5 will go out, and the pass incomplete. The intended receiver went down, and no penalty flag. 4th down coming up.
Well, great route by the big tight end out there. Darnell Jenkins, 6'5", 250 junior, and he was open, and I'm sure he'll come back to the sidelines and say, well, that was a well-designed play. A lot of strategy going on, trying to figure out, what's going to work.
Larson to punt, Hunthausen to receive. Larson, end over end kick. Hunthausen lets it go over his head. And on that turf, Mark, boy, you see this a lot. So many stadiums now have turf. That ball just rolls and rolls and rolls. And, you talk to soccer teams that play on the turf, and they don't like it. It's just not the same as the grass, and that ball just rolls. We're going to be back with more after this.
My financial education basically just consisted of advice my parents gave to me.
They start becoming more aware of what their money is doing and what they're doing with their money.
It's relative, it's timely, it's fresh.
Very engaging, it's easy to follow, and it's interesting.
A lot of our classes are preparing us for college and to think, but this one is preparing us for life.
Our mission here at Opportunity Bank is to provide strong financial futures for Montanans, and we believe that financial literacy plays a big role in that.
In the 1950s, people thought cigarettes were harmless. Today, it's e-cigarettes. Vaping is highly addictive. Plus, there are heavy metals, tin and aluminum, lead, formaldehyde, acetone, carcinogens, and toxic chemicals in the vapor. E-cigarettes are not regulated. Corporate tobacco hasn't changed their game, just their technology. If you want to quit, call the Quit line for free help and FDA-approved medications.
For the last 40 years, Tiorama has been around to help you with all your tire needs. These days, Tiorama can take care of other things like oil changes, brake service, and major repairs. But some things never change, like the great Cooper tires we carry and our dedication to keeping your family and your car safely traveling down the road for another 40 years. Cooper Tires Take the Money and Ride Fall event is happening now. Save up to $175 with a qualifying purchase on a set of Cooper tires. Hurry, this offer ends October 31st. Visit your local Tiorama for all the details.
Diggers get the ball back. Fike to the right side. Fike across the 20-yard line. Gain of about 5 for Jed Fike out of Harrison, Montana. Diggers out on top 27-7 on the 1-800-QUIT now scoreboard.
Well, you start thinking about ball control. You start thinking about the time, and what are you going to run? How are you going to work that clock? 4-man defensive front.
McQuarrie goes to the sideline. Low catch by Sean Sullivan out of Red Lodge, just short of the first down. But what a great job by Sullivan to make that catch.
Just a little hitch pattern out there. A lot of these patterns, they really rely on the receivers to do a lot of work, and they do. I mean, you could tell they've practiced their routes. A lot of them are timing routes. McCurry throws, he's got a quick release too. He's fun to watch.
3rd down and a yard for Tech. Here come the Bears. Fike the right side, 1st down. Fike out to the 38-yard line, needed a yard. Jed Fike out of Harrison, Montana, picks up 10. And the Diggers are on the move.
Nate Younk, once again, number 66, made good contact here. Watch him.
How about that offensive line?
Yeah.
Big hole for Fike, and that line has just been outstanding this afternoon for Montana Tech. 1st down and 10, Diggers. They work from the 37-yard line. Play action. Sideline pass caught. Gain of about 8 yards on the play.
Good crowd you see in the background. I mean, a lot of people bundled up.
A lot of Ore Diggers fans here, and as expected when you're unbeaten and the 5th-ranked team in the nation, as McQuarrie completes another pass to the sideline, and McQuarrie's putting up some nice numbers, 16 of 26, already throwing for 265 yards in the afternoon. Now McQuarrie will run for a 1st down to midfield. Quinn McQuarrie throws for 347 against Carroll in game 1, 359 and 4 touchdowns against Northern, and he's off to getting close to another 300-yard passing game today.
Hunter Clark, the tight end, 6'5", 235 out of Rio Linda in Sacramento. Good block on the outside, number 80 there.
Nice spin move by McQuarrie to get some extra yardage. Getting it done through the air and on the ground. The big quarterback out of Manhattan started his college football career at Montana State before he transferred to Montana Tech. Bears showing blitz. Here they come. McQuarrie's pass is batted down.
That looked like Kendall Jefferson out of Pasadena High School, junior college. Hey, my hometown. Kendall Jefferson got in there. He grew up in Pasadena, went to Pasadena Junior College. That's where Jackie Robinson still holds the record for punt returns, 1939. So, local kid there.
2nd down and 10. For the Diggers, 3 yards short of midfield. Fike with the 1st down across the 40-yard line. Still on his feet inside the 30 finally. Fike brought down at the 20. What a great run by Jed Fike out of Harrison, Montana. And this Tech offense can not be stopped. And wow.
I see what happened with Carroll.
Look at that. Hit it to 40, and Fike almost goes down, and after that initial hit, Fike gains 10 more yards. Jed Fike, McQuarrie, pass caught, and that is flagged down on the play, but making the catch was number 81, and boy, he got that touchdown pass to start the game, Dion Williams, and this one might be coming back here, Mark.
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit late there. Dion right there, you know, he also can block. I mean, you look at him, number 81, Dion Williams, a 6'1" out of Fairfield, Northern California, about an hour from San Francisco, and he's made good blocks too. He can do it all. I mean, he's all-around player.
Jed Fike with 78 rushing yards this afternoon for the Diggers of Montana Tech. Will Wyatt is back with Fike. Wyatt will come into motion on 1st down and goal, and Laundry on the field before that play developed.
That'll be, yeah. Boy, the setting's perfect here. Packed house, the weather's cooperating, and people are bundled up, and all eyes are on the field. I mean, some of the great teams that have come through here in the past, of course, Carroll, Southern Oregon made it to the national championship. A lot of people are saying it's early, it's early, it's early, but do they have the talent to make a run? Well, they're showing it today, the Ore Diggers.
First and goal for the 9-yard line. Sideline pass is caught into the end zone for another Diggers touchdown. It's Chris Kelly, and that covers 9 yards. And the Diggers are on the scoreboard again, and McQuarrie with yet another touchdown today.
A great run and cut after the catch, and really he gets the ball to him quickly so they can take a look at what's coming their way, and that he showed great moves right after that catch and got into the end zone.
3 passing touchdowns and 2 rushing touchdowns for McQuarrie. Snap back, kick is up by Holt, and it is good. And it is 34-7. 34-7, the Diggers out on top. 5 touchdowns for Quinn McQuarrie, 3 through the air, 2 on the ground. And McQuarrie is, last week he throws for 359 yards and 4 touchdowns. He's named the NAIA Player of the Week, and in week number 1 he goes for 347 yards and 3 touchdowns against the Saints of Carroll College, and now he's got 272 passing yards in 3 quarters, which is 43 seconds left to be played here in the third. What an outstanding performance again by Quinn McQuarrie at Montana Tech, and this Diggers team is for real. The 5th-ranked team in the nation. They've won back-to-back Frontier Conference titles, and they lead big over Rocky, 34-7. A victory here to be their 30th win against Rocky in 35 meetings for Montana Tech. Holt on the kickoff. He'll boom this one. And the return from the 4-yard line. And Overton gets out across the 20 to the 25-yard line, where the Rocky offense will take over. Rocky held scoreless in that first half on their first offensive possession of the third quarter. A nice 6-minute opening drive to find the end zone, but then Tech quickly answered back, and the Diggers of Tech have scored twice here in the third quarter. How do you slow down an offense, Mark, that comes in averaging 57 points a game and 642 yards a game on the season? They are simply outstanding.
Starts on the offensive line. Those 5 and 6 guys in there, they give McQuarrie, like he said, I trust them. He said, they do their job, make it easy for me. Well, I don't know.
Hand up. And a big hole up the middle across the midfield to the 45-yard line, Mason Melby. He went for 20 yards on his first carry, and Mason Melby explodes inside Tech territory. Mason Melby out of Baker, Montana. Wow, what a run here, a big hole. Melby gets hit at the 35-yard line and ends up with 15 more yards before he's finally brought down by Justin May.
I like the way he finishes right there. Finishes when he gets through the hole.
They will not get to playoff as the third quarter comes to an end. 34-7, Tech leads. We're back with the fourth right after this.
Out here, we love our animals, from the wildlife to the livestock. Inside, it's the same. They're just like family. We keep them happy and healthy, most of the time. Secondhand smoke puts pets at risk for cancer, feline lymphoma, vomiting, increases the risk of tumors and lung cancer, even causes eye and skin disease. Secondhand smoke puts your pet's life at risk.
My name's Philip Davis. I'm from Boone, North Carolina, and I'm a senior in the Aeronautical Science program.
My name is Margaret Cleveland. I'm a freshman from Broadview, Montana.
Hi, I'm Melvin Ware, a senior from Dunmore, Montana.
Did you know that RMC awarded over $11 million in scholarships this year?
Did you know that 99% of Rocky students receive scholarships?
Thank you for enabling us to be first-generation college students.
Thank you for your investment in our Impact Today, Transform Tomorrow campaign in support of our new facilities.
Thank you for giving me a chance.
Like this month's two featured comeback athletes, AMP has been in the sports medicine community for 26 years.
Good morning, guys. We've got Nolan Askelson.
A couple years ago, I broke a piece of bone off my hip. My muscle pulled it off.
Gabe, my man, you know what I remember about you most? You love the spotlight.
Oh, no. Well, last football season, we thought I just sprained my ankle, so we got an x-ray, and there's a little bone that was broken off.
Thanks, Am, for getting us back in the game.
Keeping athletes safe, healthy, and doing what they love.
Fourth quarter from Herb Clinton Field, the Rocky Bowl on the campus of Rocky Mountain College. Rocky Erickson with Mark Miller. Rocky down 34-7, end of 3. First down and 10, 45-yard line. Mason Melby did not play in the second, got knocked out in the first, helped off the field, and Bakken passes complete to the right side, and making the catch for the Badland Bears. His first catch of the game is Derek Olson out of Helena, Montana.
Well, that's a confidence builder, too, in a rhythm play. They work on that a lot. Great blocking on the offensive line. Good job on the back, cutting the end down. I'd love to see him get into the tight end more. He's got good speed, good range. Let's see what happens.
Second down and 5, 3 wide receivers split out wide to the left side. Jenkins is back in. Bakken flushed out, brought down from behind. And Bakken barely got that off. James Foote out of Big Sky almost got the sack. And that's one of the rare times they got to Bakken, as Foote came out of nowhere and brought him down from behind. And Bakken got the pass off. It's going to be third down and 5 for Rocky. When you're down big, 34-7, well, I think you got to use all your downs.
I agree. You're going to build for next week. You want to run some plays that you know work and work on them too.
Bakken over the middle, pass caught inside the 20, inside the 10. It's going to be a touchdown. Max Gray, that covers 40 yards. And the Badland Bears have found the end zone for just a second time in this college football game with 14-11 left to be played.
Outstanding offensive line blocking and really an accurate pass. Great spiral. He fit it in there perfectly. But after we watch him afterwards here, hustling.
Gray was wide open, and what a nice run after the catch by Max Gray.
Look at him go.
And the Bears find the end zone for the second time in the game. PAT kick is good by Ames. 34-14. We're back with more right after this.
You each drive a Ford pickup, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to show you a next generation pickup.
Awesome. Let's do this.
The bed is made of high strength steel, which is less susceptible to punctures than aluminum.
The stronger, the better.
And best of all, this new truck is actually the current Chevy Silverado.
Current Chevy owners and lessees get a total value of $10,600 or 0% financing for 72 months on this Silverado All-Star. Chevy, the #1 automotive brand in Montana.
Like this month's two featured comeback athletes, AMP has been in the sports medicine community for 26 years.
Good morning, guys. We've got Nolan Askelson.
A couple years ago, I broke a piece of bone off my hip. My muscle pulled it off.
Gabe, my man, you know what I remember about you most? You love the spotlight.
Oh, no. Well, last football season, we thought I just sprained my ankle, so we got an x-ray, and there's a little bone that was broken off.
Thanks, Am, for getting us back in the game.
Keeping
Jacob Bakken to Max Gray. It covers 40 yards. So the Badland Bears of Rocky on the scoreboard for the second time this afternoon on the SWX Game of the Week. Ames, special teams. Frontier Conference Player of the Week, went 4 for 4 on field goals, and that big win at Carroll, 40-14 for Rocky. Just their first win at Carroll since September 3rd of 2000. Short kick, it's bobbled and fielded by the Diggers, and you know, why not? Not really an onside kick, but a high kick to somebody who's not expected to catch that football.
That's Jacob Clark out of Billings Senior High. He's a linebacker, but he's got two hands, and he's caught a football before, but you got 11 guys bearing down on you, and he was able to corral it, but boy, almost a available football there. So you kick it short, put pressure on him, but he came up with it, the former Bronc.
Diggers get it back. They'll start their drive on the 40-yard line. Fike to the left side, looking for some room, and Fike doesn't find much, a gain of just a couple. And now the clock becomes quite important. Rocky needs that football back, down by 3 scores, and the Diggers, well, they just want to run out the clock, and fourth quarter just underway here on the 1-800-QUIT-NOW scoreboard.
You want to dig deep in the gut bucket. Both teams, it's just 3 scores, but you have to stop them.
Second down and 7, play action. Pass caught, little or no gain, and Zeb Bloom made the catch, but great defensive coverage on the part of the Badland Bears of Rocky.
I like this tackle. I mean, perfect pass, and he spins, but what's that hit? Hey, hello. Hello, that's football. Hello.
Third down and 7 for the Diggers.
Boy, he throws a beautiful spiral. Everybody's got a different style, and you watch all these quarterbacks. That's a beautiful ball he throws.
Sean Sullivan will come into motion across the right side. The Bears are coming after the quarterback. The pass is incomplete.
Whoa.
Sean Sullivan was the intended receiver.
Oh, yes, sir. Let him play. Hey, how about that? He was expecting to see a flag, but
McQuarrie, not a lot of time to throw. He was pressured. The intended receiver was Sullivan, just overthrew it.
And he's looking for a flag. He always look. Boy, great penetration and push by that defensive line for the Bears, and once again, pretty good pass.
Max Gray back, had that touchdown. Nice high spiral kick. And Gray fielded at the 6-yard line and decides, which way do I want to go?
Oh, boy.
Well, Gray gets spun around. He's still on his feet. Max Gray, can he make the corner? High steps into the 10, and Gray down at the 15. That was almost disastrous for the Bears, but Max Gray out of Arlington, Washington. Hey, that might be one of the plays of the game. That was fantastic.
It really was. I got to say, it looked like they had him. He looked like a moth on a light bulb bouncing around, but he kept his knees going. He high-stepped out of there. And so important to get a little room for your quarterback and your offensive line. But I thought the effort was great. Great effort there, Max.
On the Montana Chevy Dealers play of the game, you got to go back to that very first play from scrimmage for Montana Tech. McQuarrie hitting Deion Williams for 80 yards. And, well, the player of the game, well, I mean, you got McQuarrie in on 5 touchdowns. Bakken will try to run up the middle. Bakken to the 19-yard line. Again, of about 4 on the play. And, you know, we talk so much about this Tech offense averaging 50, 70 yards a game, more than 600 yards of offense. Their defense has been stellar today.
Yeah, all the way around. Good speed, good technique. Bakken looks a lot more happy out there. Here he goes.
Bakken's taking some hits. Pass complete. That's going to be very close to a Rocky first down, and Schwartz makes the catch for the Badland Bears. They'll move the chains.
Bakken throws all the balls well, too. It's a little bit different style than McQuarrie. He's a little taller, a little bit leaner, but that touchdown over the middle, it's got to give him a little insight that I can go over the middle.
First down and 10, screen pass caught. That's Gray, and Gray, a gain of just a couple. Up next for Rocky at home against College of Idaho. They outbended the College of Idaho a year ago, 20-7. And a big game for the Diggers at home against number 11 Eastern Oregon. And Gray with a nice catch.
There's Andre
for the
Brown.
Bears.
Yep.
And they keep it on the ground here. Sparks with the carry out near the 35-yard line. Clock ticking down.
Yep.
Bears down by 3 scores. It's going to be 3rd down and 6 here for Rocky from the 30-yard line. Boy, Jacob Bakken has been the workhorse for the Battling Bears. 7 of 14, just 68 yards.
He looks
through
fresh.
the air.
Looks fresh, though.
He's got more rushing yards this afternoon than he does passing yards.
Comes
And
the
here
blitz.
comes the Diggers. Bakken over the middle, pass is bobbled, and Darnell Jenkins finally brings it home, the big target. And that's a first down to the 40-yard line.
Boy, 6'5", 250, a little crossing, man-to-man coverage. Really, the speed in the defensive backfield's outstanding, but Rocky's running precise routes. This was a very precise route, right on the money from Bakken.
First down and 10 to the 40-yard line. Bakken's got time and overthrew his intended receiver. That was Sammy Sparks. It's going to be 2nd down and 10 coming up for the Bears of Rocky as Overton will check back in for Rocky.
One thing Andre Brown talked about, the defensive back out of Compton, California, he said we got great route recognition. Watching film, it's not that you're anticipating, but you recognize a route, and they study.
2nd down and 10. Bakken looking left. Pass is caught. A gain of only a couple, and Josh Kraft from Meridian, Idaho makes the catch. 3rd down coming up here for Rocky.
Well, you think about that big tight end. They split him out like they do with Gronkowski. He's against Brown. He's got a height advantage. Let's see if they use it.
Jenkins put out wide the left side on 3rd down and 6. Under 10 minutes left to be played in this college football game. Diggers out on top big, 34-14. Trying to stay unbeaten on the season. Bakken looking left. Darnell Jenkins makes the catch, but he's about a yard short of the first down, and will Coach Petrino go for it here on 4th down near midfield?
Well, they ran a little stunt, a 4-man rush. They didn't blitz. Well, I think they'll go for it. You look at the clock, you need 3 scores. This is really a great play.
Bears go for it on 4th down. Melby's back. Melby gets the call, lowers his head. Melby gets the first down. A final from George Nelson Stadium in Helena. The Saints pick up their first win of the season as they get by the Lights of MSU Northern. The final score 34-3. The Lights, boy, they gave Rocky a scare. They were leading Rocky with 65 seconds left here at home. They had over 500 yards of offense against Tech last weekend. Northern's not a bad football team, and officials stop the clock. Diggers take a timeout with 8:46 left to be played in this game. We'll be back with more right after this.
Hey guys, Harvey Singh here with Singh Contracting. I'm here to remind you that it's almost fall, the kids are back at school, so if you haven't already had your roof, your siding, and your gutters looked at, give us a call today, and we'll get you a free... Shouldn't you be in school?
Shouldn't you be on the roof?
My name's Philip Davis. I'm from Boone, North Carolina, and I'm a senior in the Aeronautical Science program.
My name is Margaret Cleveland. I'm a freshman from Brockville, Montana.
Hi, I'm Melvin Ware, a senior from Dunmore, Montana.
Did you know that RMC awarded over $11 million in scholarships this year?
Did you know that 99% of Rocky students receive scholarships?
Thank you for enabling us to be first-generation college students.
Thank you for your investment in our Impact Today, Transform Tomorrow campaign in support of our new facilities.
Thank you for giving me a chance.
Writing and arithmetic are elementary topics. But what about rate of return? First Interstate Bank is helping kids learn the basics of money management, partnering with schools across Montana, Wyoming, and South Dakota to teach students to save money. Over 1,300 savings accounts later, these mini bankers have saved nearly $2 million, helping them learn another term, ROA, return on allowance. First Interstate Bank. It's you and I together.
Madeline Bears had their Hall of Fame inductee banquet last night. The group was introduced at halftime, helped with the coin flip before the game. Mr. Weibo over the middle. Gray makes the catch. Inside, that's Overton. Lucas Overton makes the catch inside the 20. And Jacob Bakken just fling that one right over the middle. And a big gain for the Madeline Bears, and they don't huddle up here. First down and 10 just inside the 20-yard line, and Bakken to the sideline. That pass is incomplete. It was just short.
Corey,
so Rocky not giving up here, Mark.
Not at all, not at all. This is great coaching, great character for both teams. There's Corey Romeling, and it is wonderful to you see here. I just said Jake Romanos out there, and Troy Bacon, and also Zane Goosey. These guys.
Derek Olson split out wide to the right side with Jenkins on second down and 10. Quarterback keep all the way to the 10, the 5. Bakken just short of the end zone. Jacob Bakken. He's got 57 yards rushing in this game. Mason Melby with 55. So Jacob Bakken, the quarterback, is the leading rusher. He came in with 129 yards on the season. And the Bears are knocking on the door again.
Players grow up on every play on both sides of the ball. They really grow.
Melby gets the call. As Melby in the end zone, he stopped just short. Stopped at about the 1 yard line.
That's good tackling. You don't always have to have a form tackle. A tackle is just stopping a guy, and he wrapped him.
Same play, Melby again. This time, Melby into the end zone for a touchdown. A 2-yard touchdown run for Melby. And the Bears have scored twice here in the fourth. 7:37 left to be played in the game.
That's what you want out of your quarterback right there. Here's the keys to the car. Let's go on a little ride. And he started the engine with that offensive line, and he had some great accuracy. Well, that's a nice drive.
Kick is up and good. Melby, his second touchdown of the afternoon, his 7th on the season. 34-20 Diggers. Now how about an onside kick attempt now for the Madeline Bears?
I always think after you score, it does something to either sideline. It's going to get your defense pumped up. It's going to get that sense of urgency. And then McCreary's over there saying, we've been here before. All we got to do is control the ball. It's two different personalities. Onside kick. Are you a gambler in your young years now? You're
7:37 left to go. You're down by 13 points.
There's Bo McFadgen, one of the great players from Rocky, and also great to see Warburton over there. And well, you practice this, but so does the onside receiving time team. you go through every scenario. Is it a high kick? Is it a bouncy kick? Are you going to try to knock it off a player with a line drive? You practice this. It's one of the toughest things to do for a kicker is to kick it perfect to give your team a chance.
Because of the penalty.
Yeah, maybe.
The kickoff from the 50-yard line.
Yeah, maybe.
And they got the good hands people on that line. Overton up there, Max Gray, wide receivers. And onside kick attempt. It goes to 10 yards. The ball is free, and the Rockies got the football. Down by 13. They'll take over. First down and 10 at the 37. There go the flags.
I don't know if that's unsportsmanlike. You hope it's not because it's been a clean game. But the thing about it, the onside kick right there, perfect kick.
Great kick by Ames and great coverage from the Battling Bears as the officials meet.
Well,
too much celebration on the part of Rocky?
Well, that's what I'm talking about, sportsmanship.
Here we go with the call.
Pulling the opponent off the pile. Now, I understand rules are rules, but sometimes you're driving 36 and it's 35. It happens, but rules are rules, but still outstanding kick and coverage. And that's not easy for the receiving team. Boy, you got to have your nerves intact. How are your nerves?
Sitting with you, I'm as calm as anything, Mark. Overton, Jenkins in the game. Max Gray, Bakken, 11 of 21, 123 yards, and a touchdown. The Bears down by 2 scores, and they get the ball back. Mosley in motion. Bakken, handoff. Melby, flag is down.
Yeah.
Play is called dead.
Well, I like how they're running it. That's confidence in your offensive line. Well, you got Romanhouse out there, Romeling. You got Goosey on that offensive line. You also got out there Troy Bacon. And these are the guys that have been fighting all game long. I really like the way the things are going in the trenches. I mean, it's been fair. I mean, you like to see guys getting after it. And great sportsmanship in the trenches today. You haven't seen face masks. You've just seen first class play, and that's coaching. That's coaching, creating a culture right there.
Pushes the Bears back 5 yards. It's going to be 1st and 15, but there's still life.
Boy, onside
for the
kick.
Battling Bears of Rocky up against the 5th-ranked team in the nation.
You called
the Diggers of Montana Tech. Darnell Jenkins will come into motion. Tied into the left side. And here comes Melby. High steps into midfield and then some. Melby a gain of 10.
Melby showing some elusiveness. I like the way he keeps his pad level down. Great battle on that left side. Here it is.
How about that offensive line giving him some room? Melby breaks a tackle there and picks up 10 yards. It's going to be 2nd down and 5. The Bears work for the 47-yard line.
Cameron Welker had a complaint. He might have had a legitimate complaint, but it's over.
Bakken quarterback keep all the way. Bakken for a couple. 3rd down and short coming up for the Battling Bears of Rocky. Both these teams come into this afternoon's game 2-0 in the Frontier. The Bears' only blemish. They lost game 1, actually the first game played in the nation in college football at Dickinson State on August 24th. Losing the nationally ranked Dickinson State. Melby, he got the handoff late, and Melby slipped, and he's going to be just short of the 1st down. And are they going to give it to him? I'm not sure here, Mark.
Well, they stacked it up. Great penetration. And one thing, the tackling's been very good on either side of the ball.
And he slipped just a bit when he got the football, and they're asking for the chains.
Well, you saw the penetration. One thing, you know, both teams are doing, they're keeping good pad contact, regardless of where your guy is. Are you connected to him? A lot of good connection, but when you get that penetration on the short plays, I mean, boy, it just cuts down on your territory. You know, you run out of angles, Rocky.
6 minutes and 13 seconds left to be played in this college football game. 34-21, the Dingers are out on top. They bring the sticks out. Rocky 1 for 1 on 4th down, and boy, they stretch that out, and that's going to be about 18 inches, Mark.
Yeah, I was listening to football talk on the radio, and they talked about the USC-Texas game. They're playing each other again, and it came down to 4th and 1, and Texas stopped them. Vince Young ran it in, and the rest was history for the national championship. If you want to win a national championship, this is a similar type play. It's early in the season.
A lot of pressure on that offensive line. 4th down and less than a yard. Melby to the right side. He's got it. And Tech celebrates that he's short. Rocky celebrates that they have it.
What a cut.
I'm going to let Mark Miller make the call.
Who ordered the goosebumps? It's 1st down. He cut. I love how he plants and cuts here. Look at that left leg go down. Hey, look at number 52. They're letting him play. Well, just leave it at that. It's football. You know, hey, enjoy yourself.
The Bears down 2 scores. Bakken wants to throw, looking left, takes a hit. And Bakken,
he's hurt.
Pass is incomplete, and Bakken was hit hard on that play by Brock Pulley, the second on the team in tackles coming in. Jacob Bakken's from Webo.
Yeah, he's
not going to get hurt.
He's tough. He's tough. He's like a winter fence post down there in Webo, just out in the middle of the field that's weathered about 100 years. He's not hurt, but that hit did hurt. He's not hurt, but man, he just jumped up. He is tough. Boy, great hit. Great hit.
2nd down and 10. From the 40. Bakken to the right side. Pass is caught. Overton into the end zone. Is it a touchdown? It is. Lucas Overton. We got a football game here at the Rocky Bowl.
Jacob Bakken, thanks to the offensive line, put it right on the money. The run after the catch, one of the finest plays you'll ever see. And it was just a beautiful, beautiful catch and finish. But Jacob Bakken gets knocked down. He jumps back up, and that's Webo.
Ames on the PAT. The kick is up, and the kick is good. How about 34-28?
Onside kick, you called it, but let's talk about Jacob Bakken. Look at the emotion. I mean, this place is seeing one of the greatest games between these two teams. This might be the greatest game these two teams have ever played, with the meaning of what's happening. 2-time back-to-back Frontier Conference champion, up-and-coming team, up-and-coming coach, up-and-coming spirit.
Even the Rocky mascots excited. A year ago, Tech won both games big over Rocky, 48-9
yes.
and 62-10. We had it 34-7. It was 34-7 in this football game after 3. And the Bears have scored 3 times, unanswered in the 4th. A 40-yard pass, Bakken to Gray, a 2-yard touchdown run from Mason Melby. And now 40 yards, Bakken to Overton. And it's a 6-point game, 34-28. 5:21 left to be played in the game. And now Tech puts 7 up front. I don't anticipate an onside kick here. And Rocky's defense is going to try to stop them and get the ball back. But, boy, what a football game. The Bears never gave up. Down big early on.
Boy, the kicker doesn't have much of a – he's
Tech
only
takes a timeout.
He was only 5 yards away, but Bakken really showed me something right there. You had to wait, and then you had to throw a perfect pass. I'm watching McCrary over on the sidelines, and McCrary's just standing over there with his offensive line, and he looks like he's out on a country road fishing. I talked to him before the game, and he was working on his footwork, and I asked him, did you think it would be this great? And he said, this is so much fun. And how much fun is it for the fans? Here it is.
Bakken with a lot of time. Overton looking over his shoulder, makes the catch. And Overton broke a tackle at the 5, just got into the end zone. And that play covered 40 yards. And now we got a football game. It was 34-7. Now it's 34-28. 5 minutes and 21 seconds left to be played. You want to talk about the game of the week? Well, this is truly the game of the week. Rocky Erickson with Mark Miller here at the Rocky Bowl on the campus of Rocky Mountain College.
Brewer had pretty good coverage, but that was a perfect pass. Brewer out of Oceanside.
And they're going to go with just a short kick, and it's going to be covered. Fair catch called for by Montana Tech. And now the Diggers offense. They've been shut out. Here in the fourth quarter, Rocky has scored 3 unanswered touchdowns, and it all comes down to this. A lot of time on the clock. Can the Rocky defense stop the Diggers? And how about that block PAT?
Yeah, it's huge.
In that first quarter. I mean, that could come back to haunt the Ore Diggers.
Ore Diggers sprint out into the field, and they are showing great body language. Rocky showing great body language. They wanted to get that kick a little higher up in the air and have a chance, but it's in the defense's ball yard now.
Quinn McQuarrie, 21 of 33 for 298. They keep it on the ground to Fike. Fike cuts right. Fike is cut down after a gain of about 5. And the Diggers not really looking to put the ball in the air. They want to run that clock up. They lead by 6.
Tua Avivu, the 285-pounder on the end there, you watch him fight in 94. He got penetration.
Boy, he got a big block there.
He did. The penetration made him go to the outside. That's smart running. I've seen a lot of smart running from the Ore Diggers. They find their gap, they find their hole, they find it, and they go to it immediately.
Keelan Davis with a nice block. 2nd down and 5. Play action. Sullivan makes the catch, and Sullivan tries to get the first down, and Sullivan's going to be short by no, they're going to give it to him. Sullivan got the first down, moved the chains. A huge first down with 4.5 left to be played in this college football game. The Diggers up 34-28, and great second effort here. Off the play action, Sullivan makes the catch just short of the 40-yard line. And there's the stick. And Sullivan with the first down with a yard to spare. First down and 10. 2 yards short of midfield for Montana Tech here. Keeping it safe again. Fike with the call, and Rocky, that whole line with the stop. No gain of the play. It's going to be 2nd down and 10 coming up.
Sullivan on that last catch he had, just like the running back, find your lane, find the opening, and right here, this great penetration. Look at that. Who is that right there? Is that number 90? Yes, it is. That's Weatherall at 270. Boy, these guys are having fun. Let's get off the bowl and do some clacking.
No timeouts for Tech. Rocky with 2. On 2nd down and 9, McQuarrie throws it away. The intended receiver on the play was Chris Lawrence. And that one's going to be 3rd down and 8. The biggest 3rd down play for either team. And the Rocky players trying to get the Rocky fans excited. Can Rocky get the football back and pull off an upset? Down 34-7. And boy, what an upset that would be, and what a comeback. One of the greatest comebacks in Rocky football history.
Both teams are laying it on the line. Boy, you come to a game and you want to see heart, you want to see passion, you're seeing it.
3rd down and 9. O'Neal to the right side. They air it out. Pass is caught and move the chains. And that is beyond huge as Chris Kelly comes back to make the catch. First down and 10. Diggers at the 35-yard line. And Mark, that has to be one of the biggest plays we've witnessed all afternoon. Look at Kelly. Kelly is wide open, two hands. He was going to make sure he made that catch.
Great route, and you look at the fundamentals of McCrary. Feet set, shoulders, rotation, release point, relaxed, accurate throw. That's a big-time throw.
Bears need the ball back. They go on the ground to Fike. Fike caught from behind, brought down, a gain of just a couple. And the clock is important now. 2:44 left. Rocky has 2 timeouts left. And Rocky's going to take one. So Rocky Mountain College now with just 1 time out of the Opportunity Bank of Montana replay. Another tackle from behind by Weatherall. And the Bears of Rocky Mountain College, they only have 1 timeout left, 2 minutes and 44 seconds left to be played. It would have made things interesting, Mark, if Rocky could have made that stop moments ago on 3rd down and 8 and got the ball back. And now, well, it's not impossible, but it's going to be tough.
There's been so many plays of the game brought to you by the Montana Chevy dealers.
I think the biggest play of the game was that first play, that 80-yard touchdown.
I do.
To start the game. And the player of the game, well, Quinn McQuarrie's been in on 5 touchdowns. Yep. Quinn McQuarrie's got to be the player of the game as he threw for 3 and he ran for 2, coming off the NEIA National Player of the Week honors. And McQuarrie has been outstanding, and a long time out here. And the Battling Bears defense trying to come up with a football. And you got to wonder, I mean, with 2:47 left, only 1 timeout left, 1 more first down for the Diggers, and this game would be over.
And the play of the game could happen right here. It could happen in this sequence. Somebody could do something on defense to get the player of the game. You don't know what's going to happen. Let's see.
Fike will come in motion. McQuarrie rolls left, throws under pressure. Pass is caught, and that's a first down. Chris Kelly makes the catch, and a first down for the Diggers, out of bounds to stop the clock with 2:42 left to be played.
Precision. I mean, an outstanding route, timing route, but you look at McCrary from Manhattan. I mean, this guy with his footwork, I was watching him work on his footwork. Little cuts, back, forth, forward, backwards. Oh, he's got soft feet, ballet and cleats. He got his feet set, going left. Not easy to do. Boy, fans, you're seeing one of the all-time best right here at the Rocky Bowl.
Rocky can only stop the clock 1 more time, and Fike with the carry, a gain of about 4. 3 unanswered scores by the Battling Bears here in this 4th quarter.
Jed Fike, 5'11", 200, just a sophomore. He's going to be around. These guys today, if you paid to get in, you got your money's worth. If you snuck in, we'll leave some money in the tip jar before you go.
2nd down and 7. Fike just right up the middle, and
Billy Williams.
Fike, 132 yards of the game. Fike again, and Fike gets inside that 20-yard line, and boy, Jed Fike has been outstanding. That's 3 straight 100-yard rushing games for Fike. He went for 130 against Carroll College. Rocky takes the last time out. Had 192 against Northern, and now Jed Fike with 135 yards on the ground, averaging 6 yards a carry. 3 straight games of over 100 yards on the ground. And Mark, you know, it's tough to run at any level of football these days. And the Diggers, they're getting the job done through the air, on the ground, and they have simply been outstanding. 465 yards of offense for Montana Tech here this afternoon.
Coach Morrell has set the bar high. He wants physicality. He wants toughness. He got that. They set the bar high. Rocky rose to the bar. We were talking about the keys to the game. heart creates passion. Passion creates desire. Desire creates enthusiasm and emotion, and both teams have played with emotion. You always hope, Rocky, that you get the juices going. You get that adrenaline. Can you feel it? Can you feel it?
3rd down and 4.
Boy, they're holding on to the ball.
Can the Bears stop them?
Yep.
Tech would be in field goal range to go up by more than a score. Quarterback Keith McQuarrie trying to get the first down, and McQuarrie will be very, very close to the first down marker. And Mark, I think he's got it.
I think that's Fagan. And McCurry, I mean, oh boy, the big guy, 94 coming out from Rocky. Oh boy, that's
it's going to be short. It's going to be 4th down, so the field goal unit will come on. And Holt, he missed a field goal earlier in that first half from 38 yards, and now the offense stays on the field. 4th down and inches. Neither team has a timeout here, folks. Tech gets a first down, the game is over, and they run the Wildcat, and now the officials will stop play, and I think they ran out of time, Mark.
They did. The thing about it, they weren't sure. They didn't get set. Guy got knocked down, but back to McCurry running it. He showed great footwork, but it was a wonderful tackle by Fagan, but there's still time. When there's 1 second left on the clock, just ask Auburn, Alabama, when the field goal missed and he ran it back for 109 yards in 2013 to win the Iron Bowl. All you need is one click. So let's see what's happening. 12 men in formation on the defense.
And that's the game.
No.
Penalty against Rocky Mountain College, and that'll give the Diggers of football on the 10-yard line, and with 36 seconds left, the Diggers are going to hold off the Battling Bears of Rocky Mountain College, and the Diggers go into victory formation.
Did they say 12 men on the field?
They said 12 men on the field.
Oh, boy.
And Rocky down 34-7, came back with 3 scores here in the 4th quarter. And wow, they made it a game. Tech comes in as a 5th-ranked team in the nation. We've got our awards coming up in the postgame. The Montana Chevy Dealers Player of the Game, the Northwestern Energy Player of the Game. Player of the Game's got to be Quinn McQuarrie.
Yes.
And that'll do it. The final score, 34-28. Tech does not score in the 4th quarter. The Battling Bears score 3 times. We'll take a timeout, come back with our post-game show and our awards right after this.
Again, drive home safely, and thanks for supporting Rocky Mountain College.
I'm Christy.
I'm Jamie.
I'm Sarah from Northwestern Energy. Natural gas appliances provide wonderful benefits when used properly.
But faulty or improperly maintained devices can cause carbon monoxide poisoning. Keep your family safe
by installing carbon monoxide detectors on every level of your house. And make sure your gas appliances are properly vented. If your carbon monoxide alarm goes off,
get out of the house fast. And from a safe distance, call Northwestern Energy. Together,
we can deliver a brighter future.
You each drive a Ford pickup, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to show you a next-generation pickup.
Awesome. Let's do this.
The bed is made of high-strength steel, which is less susceptible to punctures than aluminum.
The stronger, the better.
And best of all, this new truck is actually the current Chevy Silverado.
Current Chevy owners and lessees get a total value of $10,600 or 0% financing for 72 months on this Silverado All-Star. Chevy, the #1 automotive brand in Montana.
1-800-QUIT-NOW scoreboard 34-28. The Diggers hold on to win, and what a game it was. 20-zip at intermission. Tech led 34-7 at the end of 3. Rocky scores 3 times, comes up short. Our Northwestern Energy player of the game, Quinn McQuarrie out of Montana Tech, 24 of 37, picked off once, 327 yards. He threw for 3 touchdowns, and he ran for 2 touchdowns. And the Montana Chevy Dealers play of the game, well, how about the very first play from scrimmage for the Diggers as McQuarrie hit Dion Williams, 80 yards for a touchdown. And the Diggers got on the scoreboard first, and the Diggers now 3-0 on the season, and they are one outstanding football team, Mark.
They deserve a top 5 ranking in the country. Both coaches have their teams in a huddle. Or Diggers are down at the 10, and Coach Petrino has the Battling Bears at their own 35. And I got to say, I would think both coaches are saying, look in the mirror, boys. You left it on the field. Yes, there was a few things here and there. Did you play hard, play clean, play to win? Yes, you did. I saw so much heart out there today, and that's coaching, that's parenting, that's athletic director, that's everybody that it contributes to these student athletes.
500 yards of offense for the Diggers of Tech, 377 yards of offense for Rocky Mountain College. And Jed Fike, 142 yards on the ground, 3 straight gains of over 100 yards rushing for Jed Fike. Up next for the Diggers, a big game against nationally ranked Eastern Oregon at home. Rocky also at home next weekend up against the College of Idaho. For Mark Miller, Rocky Erickson, bringing you all the play-by-play from the Rocky Bowl. The Diggers of Tech hang on to win over the Battling Bears of Rocky. Our final score, 34-28. So
he did it.